Good evening, everyone, again, and welcome to another edition of In My Cousin's Basement. We are in my cousin's basement. I am your host, your ghost host with the most, Tim Patrick, and with me always is the butterball to me being Pinhead, Randu.
What's up, Tim? How you doing, buddy?
Same shit, different pals. It's been a while.
It's been a while. When was the last time we podcasted?
Before Christmas, I know that.
It was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Thanksgiving, probably, around that area.
No, I think it was actually before Christmas because I remember seeing our podcast, and it was right before Christmas and New Year's when we were talking about Christmas.
That's right, end of the year show. That's right.
It was year-end show. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's been almost 3 months, dude. Can you
Going
believe
on
it?
4.
Dude, today's last day of March.
I know.
It's almost April.
It's ridiculous.
We've had 20-degree weather, 100-degree weather, and back to like 50-degree weather.
Snow. Then no snow. Then, you know.
The spring in Missouri, folks, is
Roller coaster.
It has to be a roller coaster. I mean, every year it seems like it gets a little bit different. I don't care what any of those weirdos say. Everyone says climate change, climate shift. I think it's just climate shift. I think it's just naturally happening because it seems like everywhere in the world it's getting hotter and everybody's got fucked up weather going on right now. And Missouri's pretty weird about weather. Like we've said it before as a joke. You wake up and it's freezing like it's winter. By mid-afternoon it's spring. You know, later in the day, then it's summer, and then by night it might be fall, you know, type weather or whatever. It's a joke. But we really had some crazy weather. I mean, around my birthday, in the middle of March, it's usually freezing cold with rain. And that's been my entire life, my birthday. And this year, it was like 75 degrees on my birthday. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And the day before on St. Patrick's Day was rainy and cold.
Yeah.
Which is usually how it is on St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
You know?
It always ruins the parade.
Always ruins the parade. Yeah, everyone has to get their, crack of dawn early to see the parade before the bad weather comes. Or if you don't, you're stuck in the cold weather, or everybody else is just getting drunk and hanging out in the streets of Dogtown.
Exactly.
I don't miss doing that at all. Like
no.
my wife's like, "You want to do that?" And it's like I used to go going down as a kid to Dogtown with my family, but it's like the tradition's just not the same.
Right.
Like the vibe down there is just not the same. It's been overran with 21-year-old kids who have just ruined it, and they're all about making money.
Yeah, I was gonna say overpriced beer and stuff like that.
Overpriced beer, and it's not really family oriented like it used to be, right?
Right. It's more of a Mardi Gras kind of thing.
Yeah,
like a jock kind of thing.
Like for 5 to 7 years, Cotterville, Missouri had a small parade, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they got to where it was like 5,000 to 10,000 people, and they shut it down because they said it was getting too big and it was getting out of control. So they don't do it anymore, and it was kind of sad because it was like close to home, you felt safe. Yeah. It wasn't out of control with a bunch of drunk people. It was family oriented, and it's like you could leave and you getting stuck in traffic for hours or anything. So it's just like it was a nice area.
Yeah.
So it kind of ruined the St. Patrick's Day vibe. Like. Usually my wife's like, let's put up St. Patrick's Day stuff and whatever on the house. We didn't do that much this year. I don't know why. I even used to have an Irish flag I used to put out front of my house. So it just got ripped and we never bought another one.
Well, you got another one if you want one.
Really?
Yeah, if you want it.
I know. Our family was always big on St. Patty's Day and
yeah.
stuff like that. So it's always weird to me that how... Like in my mom and dad's house, it was always about having green shit everywhere.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right, and my grandpa and, Aunt May, whoever else. But it's like now, not in my family, they don't do it as much. And maybe it's just, I don't think about it really, to be honest with you.
You got to think when you're kids, you want more of the celebration, more of the family party kind of thing. And once the kids get older, the parents are like, I don't want to do it anymore. So then they expect you to, and then you don't want to feel like doing it unless you have kids.
That's true. I mean, we did have corned beef and cabbage, which I'm still not a fan of. I don't know why. I just don't like corned beef and cabbage. I think
you like corn, you like beef, but you don't like corned beef.
Yeah, it's weird. Like even Laura's mom, she makes good corned beef and cabbage. I think all the years I did eat at grandma's and other places, and I didn't like it. It just put a bad taste in my mouth to the point where
it's too salty.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, maybe her mom doesn't salt it enough or whatever. But still, either way, it's you have to know how to make it work just right. Because if not, you're like you said, it's salty. Then you have to throw in other things in there to get the taste out of your mouth, and it doesn't work.
I just don't think I was ever big on the Irish food traditions.
Yeah,
as
the beer, sure, but
the beer. I like the baked potatoes that we make.
Yeah,
those are always good.
True.
They always have some good vegetables and stuff. But the corned beef and cabbage, every time I get asked, and they're like, "You still don't like it?" It's like a surprise in my family. I've been married now with my wife, for how long I've been with her. But for like 15 years straight, her mom always asked me the same question. You don't like corned beef and cabbage, do you, Rennie? It's like, no, I don't.
No.
How we've been going over this for 15 years. You don't.
Yeah.
I know I don't like it. I'm still coming to dinner. I still want to eat your dinner. I'm just not eating the corned beef and cabbage. That's
Right.
it. I don't like cabbage as it is. I don't.
Yeah,
know
that for sure. Yeah.
I don't know many people that like cabbage.
I don't.
I've tried it many times when I was on like a strict diet, and trust me, dude, it's just one of those foods. It's like I can find something else to eat that's better.
Exactly. Something way better.
Yeah. So let's get into the podcast, and we'll start talking about corned beef and cabbage. So this podcast is more going to be off the cuff, folks. We had topics, and Tim deleted our notes on accident. And then I'm just
no, I got an update. A couple updates on my phone.
A couple updates, and it probably broke it. But anyway, so
iPhone broke, stole them.
So we're gonna go off the old cuff here.
We have topics, but we did not prepare very much.
Yeah, so
we'll say it like that.
It's pretty normal for a podcast, right? Have some
Well,
prepared on, some off.
Yeah, but usually we have
Set
a couple days set topics, whatever. Now it's we came up with a bunch today, like literally this morning.
It's perfect. That's how you're supposed to do it.
It's almost 10 o'clock now. We were at 8 o'clock, 7:30 this morning talking about shit.
It's crazy how that can happen, folks.
Oh yeah.
It's not like no one's busy with their own lives, doing their own things, working, stuff like that.
Lazy ass people at home like me.
Lazy ass people like Tim.
Yeah.
I wish
All right.
I want to be lazy. So here I'll go with the first one. This was Tim's topic, and it was actually a really good topic. Now obviously we're not going to talk about the other side, but it's girls you thought were hot in the 90s, celebrities, stars. You can fill another blank.
Does it have to be 90s?
No, you don't have to be 90s. But I just figured like 90s was a good era because that was just
our crushes.
Our crushes when we were growing up, and even early 2000s we can call it too.
Okay.
Music, movie stars, pop stars, whatever. Adult stars. Yes, exactly. I have my own list. Tim has his own list. So I guess we're just gonna go back and forth and see which if we can compare and contrast. So go ahead, you start, Tim.
This is always I think every 90s teenagers top, I guess, hall pass or whatever it was called. Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson. I actually did not have her on there, but I actually thought about her on the way over here in my car ride, and I forgot to put her down there, but I was actually going to say her name. So that's funny that you said that.
I don't know how many times I've seen her movies, and not just because of her producing efforts and stuff like that. It's just her stardom.
She was very big, and then her name. It's like people don't realize, unless you're like around our ages, prior to the internet, like she was like a household name to men. All men knew her just from the movies and in the adult film industry.
She made so many for one, and on top of it, she was just a name. She had the face. You could put the name with the face immediately.
She looked like a model, right?
Exactly.
Pretty face,
blonde hair,
nice body, everything. Like the stereotypical, like, oh my god, like every guy wants to marry her or be with her, right? Wife material type stuff.
I mean, I've had friends that even say like he doesn't care if she was, banging other guys because that was her job, just as long as he could say, "Hey, I'm married to Jenna Jameson."
Yeah, there's people like that. I think when it's all said and done, it sounds cool, but if you actually was somebody like that, there's no way I'd want to share my wife with anybody else. I don't care.
Right.
If, that's just me personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's you. There's other people.
That would want to do it. I guess more teach their own, right?
Right.
If that's their job and they can put it aside, cool. But at the end of the day, it's like, no. But now in today's industry, like where you could have an OnlyFans and do stuff with people, fuck, you could just do it with your wife yourself. You don't have to go pay some other company that takes 50% of your cut, whatever it is nowadays.
Exactly. You could earn it all yourself.
Yeah. All right. This should be pretty easy. Everybody should have this as probably their top one or two in the 90s. It's Cindy Crawford.
I was just going to say probably Cindy Crawford.
Like if you didn't remember who Cindy Crawford was,
dude.
You probably didn't grow up in the 90s.
She was the model with the mole.
The model with the mole, the beauty mark that pretty much every girl like penciled on their face at one point in time that wanted to have that beauty mark. And you looked at her and you're like, gosh, like there's just something about that thing that gave her extra like hotness was that mole, right?
Even without makeup, she was just fucking hot.
Yeah.
Just like you said with Jenna, she had the body. She had that, her hair was always done up perfectly. You never, she couldn't. I mean, obviously in the limelight, they're not going to show her just getting out of bed, but she literally looked like she just rolled out of bed and bam, she's hot or got ready to start.
Natural beauty.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she was in the Pepsi, commercials forever.
Yep.
I mean, you can name it anything nice. There was somehow Cindy Crawford name was always brought up.
Funny story growing up too. After my brother left for Florida, I I confiscated a lot of his things that he left over, and one of them happened to be one of the Cindy Crawford poster of her topless, but she's got jeans on or jean shorts, and she's like covering up her boobs or whatever. I took that poster, and a friend of mine, we both put it on the bathroom in my basement, and we were drawing shit all over it, like giving her a black eye, throwing axes at her, and just whoever came over wrote something or drew something on there that just totally off the cuff kind of thing.
I always remember when I would see her, what's it called? Like, she was one of those people that were always in boys' rooms on posters, like on cars or. Right. I don't remember.
In the hose getting all wet and stuff like that.
Whatever.
You never saw her naked though.
No, she was not one of those women.
She was a
swimsuit model.
Not Sports Center. What was that?
Sports
Illustrated. Yeah.
I don't ever remember seeing. I don't remember. I think I ever seen her in movies, but commercials for sure she did.
I can't think of any movies she was in. I know her daughter recently was in American Horror Story.
Yeah, I knew her daughter was, and her daughter kind of looks like her.
Very much looks like her. Shit.
Yeah, good looking girl. But yeah, I think in the '90s, I think that was the biggest name. I don't think there's a bigger name when it comes to like women in the '90s. I think she was like she set the bar. You know, if you're talking about models or good-looking women in the '90s, in my opinion,
right?
That wasn't a actress,
right?
Celebrity, right?
Right. Totally. My next one that I had, you might remember her. I'm not sure because some people know the face, but they don't know her name. Kathy Ireland.
I don't. Can you give me a hint? Who she was?
Swimsuit model, Sports Illustrated again too. She was. You ever seen the movie Necessary Roughness? It's like Major League, but it's for football. Hold on, I'm trying to find her for you. Of course, she's gonna look different now. Oh, God damn, she looks so different now.
Everybody does, right? There's only certain people that age really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I never knew what her name was. Yeah. But I remember that. I remember that face.
I know that we can't show. This is not showing people. Yeah. Because that's the most one she's famous for.
I do
remember
that
photo pose.
I do remember that one.
She had that cutesy voice, the so high pitched kind of
girl next door maybe.
Vibes. Yeah. Her tits weren't that big. Her body was great though, and her smile was just could light up a fucking country kind of thing. She just had it again, like the other ones we mentioned, that she had it all, and it worked out for her because she became an actress, and I know she was. We talk about her daughter being an actress now, motherfucker. So I think she was one of my crushes for sure.
Yeah, this is no particular order. I'm just going down a list, doing it whatever.
Just throwing them out.
Halle Berry.
Oh, of course. I mean, if I had to pick a African American woman, that would be my choice.
I mean,
out of all,
I think she was mixed.
I think she was too.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, went from. I think she was the first real black supermodel that took off. If I remember correctly, right in the '90s.
Probably one of them. Yeah.
And then she turned into an actress. Yeah. And she was in James Bond movies, and she was in.
Was she in
John Wick? Yeah, she was.
I remember. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was in the John Wick movies.
She was in a lot of movies. She was in Swordfish.
Oh, God, I love her Swordfish. What is that one movie? Movie 42 or 47, whatever it was. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, so just a name I remember, household name that became really big or whatever. She was I think she was she ever a Victoria's Secret model?
Probably.
I can't remember. Maybe she made an appearance or not, but I remember she was huge. I mean, when she came out, she was just unbelievably huge.
Right.
And she was the one of the women that only could pull off that short hair.
Oh yeah,
not many women could pull off short hair. I liked her longer. I like her longer hair, but she had the short hair pull off too.
It depends on the movie she's in. I kind of depend on her hair. I mean, I loved her as Storm with a short and a long hair.
Oh yeah, Storm, friend X-Men. Yeah.
So next one on my list would have been Jenny McCarthy.
Oh yeah, I had her down.
God, dude,
she was another huge name.
I still can't believe this. Every single time I watch Scary Movie or Scream, whenever I see her, I'm like, God, that woman was married to Jim Carrey for a minute.
Jim Carrey was married to a lot of good-looking women.
Yeah,
he's had a lot of good-looking women wives, but I think the time when they were married, that was during her prime and kind of Jim Carrey's prime, right?
I think it was after his good start. It was not his prime, but his part of his peak. It was still the top kind of thing.
I think so because it was late 90s, early 90s they were married. I mean, they were married for a long time.
Yeah, I think so, 10, 12 years, something like that. I know he was married to the one chick, Mary something, whatever, from Dumb and Dumber. He was married for a while.
He was?
Yeah.
I can't remember what's her name.
Lauren something.
I can't remember her name either.
Lauren something.
Yeah, I remember her. Did she? She was in TV shows, right? Not movies.
She's on both. More TV shows, I believe.
Okay.
And then she started being in more movies.
Yeah, it's not funny how that always happens. Now, this is probably the biggest one of the night. If you don't fucking know this girl,
if you're the one I'm thinking it is, go ahead.
It's Pam Anderson.
Oh yeah. Don't forget Nicole Smith too.
Well, she's on there as well.
Okay. Yeah,
But
Pam Anderson, yes.
She was the standard hot blonde, and obviously Baywatch with
the slow motion
run and the boobs, whatever. They knew what they were doing. That put her on the map. And then I saw a recent photo of her, and people were like, that's Pam Anderson. And she's like, yeah, this is me, natural, normal. Like, I didn't get Botox. I didn't do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. It's like, good for her. Whatever.
Yeah, she was in the new Naked Gun movie.
Yeah.
And I thought she still looks good.
You know what? For her age, what is she, almost 60? It's like, okay, what do you expect people to look at 60? It's like, it is funny. Like, I saw a picture of girls nowadays and the girls from, like, the Golden Girls. Like, and you look at the Golden Girls and what they were, like, 40 or 50 in the time of their show, maybe like 50.
Something like that, yeah.
And the girls now that are 50 are, like, unbelievably beautiful and hot. It's like, yeah, skin routine, things have changed, Botox.
People worked out more.
There's there is anti-aging things that these people in Hollywood apparently are taking that we're coming to find out that people don't know, that there is something that helps like reverse your aging to keep you like younger and healthier and not be old and wrinkly.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously a lot of these people don't sit in the fucking sun and sunbathe like they used to. That was a different time, and people didn't smoke, right?
Exactly.
Smoking ages you as well. So like there's all that stuff that people don't take into consideration. That, and people aren't drinking alcohol like they're sponsored by it anymore. So times have changed, but yeah, Pam Anderson, dude, household name. Everybody knew her from Baywatch. Everybody wanted to be with her.
And don't forget the video, her and Tommy video.
I was just about to bring her and Tommy Lee, the sex video that leaked or whatever. That was huge, like in the early '90s or 2000s. I can't remember when it actually came out, but that was such a big scandal, and they're always in the paparazzi limelight, seeing them all the time.
Right, because mostly it's because of her, and then after a while, people are like, because Tommy. I think Tommy was tired of her getting all the recognition or whatever, the star power. He started becoming the more of a bad boy kind of thing where he was getting in trouble there.
Yeah. I don't know. I never Tommy Lee's cool, but I
never liked him.
I was never a big, huge fan of him, but, more power to him for, scoring Pam Anderson in her prime. So
right.
Everybody was jealous of that. And that actually, I think, probably made girls want him more because he was a Pam Anderson. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Yeah. Not
rock and roll star.
Well, and he had a huge dong, but, that's another story altogether.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I know you don't, but that's I'm saying some of the women, and that's how his recognition kind of thing.
Okay. Who was your next girl after Pam Anderson?
I said Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, Anna
she was the dizziest blonde ever. She married the 90-year-old guys just because people say it's for his money. She says it's not. So it's like you don't know which one to pick, which team to go with, because it's kind of obvious why she would do that. But then she had been in love,
Mm-hmm. It's probably fake, but who knows? I remember she was a huge name in the 90s, early 2000s, Anna Nicole Smith. I'm glad she fell because I just didn't like her. I thought she was retarded. I mean, just not to be rude or mean, but let's just say she had no common sense, and she was just annoying to me. Let's just put it that way.
Right, exactly.
But obviously, there's reasons why people liked her. This was a huge name. As I gotten older, I think she's more attractive. But when I was a kid, I never saw. But Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah, she was.
She was a huge girl in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 80s and 90s. Yeah.
I mean, after I saw her in a couple movies, I'm like, what? She is good looking. In her own certain way. I don't know why. She wasn't like my top choice by any means, but I remember remembering thinking about it. I was like, she, as an actress, she was good looking for her prime, and she could act, and she was pretty good at it. So
right. I know a lot of people much more nowadays than anything because of the nerds, especially the ScarJo.
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson is one of my favorite girls. She is so hot. She is so hot.
Oh, definitely. If I had her, I'd share her with you.
Yes. She is one of those girls that when she grew up, people are like, she's okay, she's not that great, but she's grown and gotten better.
She's grown into her. So
she's gotten better with her age. She looks better with her age, in
definitely.
My opinion.
Yeah. She doesn't have that great supermodel body. She doesn't have the giant tits or anything like that. She just like your average girl. Like if she walked down the street and nobody knew who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, nowadays, they do because Marvel and shit, but still.
You got another one? I got a
go ahead.
list. Okay, my next one. Now, this was one of my big crushes in the early 90s and 2000s.
Don't say my mom. No.
Yeah. Well, everybody knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Jennifer Love Huge Tits, is what we just
Yes,
call her, right?
yes.
It's a nickname with guys. But when she was younger, yeah, I thought she was pretty and cute. When she got older, dude, she got even more
She
hot.
developed more.
Which just got more hot. And even,
Yeah.
and I saw a picture recently, like with her husband, and people were like, she's like super thick now.
Yeah.
She still looks good.
Yes, it
I
did.
don't care. I know she's thick. She's had kids or whatever. She's a mom. She looks great. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't. She doesn't have to be supermodel hot anymore. Like she's a mom. She doesn't act anymore. Or whatever. I saw him like she still looks great.
Yeah.
Like most women would like to look like her at her age, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Should.
So
Definitely.
to me, it's just. I mean, I used to have like cool computer backgrounds of Jennifer Love Hewitt on my computer. I know when I was a kid, everyone told like have like. And your background was so like a cool thing on your computer. It's like I always had hot girls.
Yeah.
I always liked having hot women. I still do this day. But Laura's like, "Why do you have hot women in the background?" I was like, "I don't know. That's just what I've always done."
Right.
You know. But Jennifer Love Hewitt, I have like a bunch of her background still. And I was like, I had like these ones that had like these cool ones that people drew or whatever on there, and I was just like, I don't know. I've always thought she was hot.
Yeah.
One of my crushes when I was a kid, for sure.
I feel you. I feel you.
You got the next one?
I
I got a good list, dude. I went. I thought about this for a while. I wrote this down before you deleted our notes like an asshole. Now this is me. I thought she was hotter than Halle Berry. It's Tyra Banks. I always there was something about her that made her sexy to me.
She's sexy, but at the same time, I can't stand her. Like if she was mute, I would say okay, but she wasn't.
I'm not going off her personality or anything. I just going off her looks. So I thought she was a hot, and I'm not really into black women because I'm just not my thing. But she could tell she was mixed, just a hot black woman to me. I don't know why. Halle Berry's still there too, right? But Tyra Banks was just to me in her prime was awesome. I don't know why I just liked her.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Now this has to be on every guy's list, and if it's not, then you probably didn't watch this show. Then you probably need to. Brooke Burke.
Brooke Burke.
Wild on E.
Oh God, dude, yeah, she was good.
She was unbelievable hot. I mean, I loved watching the show. The only reason people watched that show, the hot spots and Wild on E, and like where people were partying and doing stuff, was because of her.
Right.
And then what's her name from American Pie took it over, and she was a fucking mess.
Dude, mess isn't the fucking word.
Huh?
Mess wasn't the fucking word.
I know. And she used to be pretty good looking, I thought, but then after I got to see her more, I'm like, she ain't that good looking. She's not even cute to me anymore. She's just
one of those things.
Yeah. Next one, Denise Richards.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
I'm pulling out some old names, aren't I?
I was watching a Scary Movie the other day, and she was in it because she used to be married to Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Married to Charlie Sheen. She broke her wiener.
Yeah. She was just a good looking woman too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's it's not that it's not the exact white women that we like. It's the tan women.
Yeah, it's tan.
Like.
Nice. Like
the tall, dark, and handsome.
Tall. Like the nice long hair. Like all women
nice
have hair,
long legs.
Long legs. You say these names, it makes you sound old. Like you say Denise Richards, you're like, oh, you're old. You like that lady? Right. It's like, but if you saw Denise Richards in the 90s, your mouth would have hit the floor.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these women.
Yeah, because a lot of them were we grew up stealing the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue from our parents or dad. And
we didn't have the internet. We didn't have phones.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you had magazines to look at these women, or maybe catch them on the TV once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say you saw something with a commercial or whatever,
and that's when you're like, wow, like these people are on TV. Like anybody that was on TV at the time were just ultra famous and cool, and everybody idolized them and wanted them. That's why it was so cool. Like I'm gonna go on this rabbit hole real quick, and then we'll go back on the thing. I obviously you guys all know I'm really in this nostalgia, right? It's like it tattooed on my forehead as like a drug. But I follow this channel on Instagram, and it always posts like cool old photos, and it says it has a video, and it says everybody looks so healthy, and it was everybody at the Grammys in like 94, 95, and it was like all these ultra cool movie stars and actresses actors and actresses that we idolized, and it was like Robin Williams, Denzel Washington, Jack Nicholson, Halle Berry was there. I'm trying to think just other names, or whatever. And you see all these movie stars, and they're all dressed eloquent, and they're on this red carpet, and there's just fucking thousands of people there wanting to get a glimpse of all these people coming out of their cars and like how much idolized, and everybody be glued to their TVs watching the show.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
And it's like now. no one gives a fuck about any of these people. Like, no one watches the Golden Globes, no one watches the Grammys or any of these award shows or the music award shows because, well, half the shit is made up and they're picked agendas off of woke bullshit. And I'm not telling you anything people get upset about this or not, but it's just what it is, right? It's just not based off merit anymore. It's based off of some fake accolades that people are looking to get out these fake awards. So, like, to me, in the 90s was, like, the peak moment of this. And some people's arguing with me online because I posted. People are like, well, yeah, they look healthy because they're young. It's like, no. You guys aren't understanding the concept. They look healthy because this is what people used to look at as people that idolize. Like, they were normal people. They didn't have to have blue hair, purple hair.
Airbrushed,
on Ozempic, wearing trash bags and calling them it fashion. And it's like people dressed in, like, suits and ties and nice dresses and just looked, looked the part of, like, representing themselves as a actor and actress, and people,
it's the eye-catching brand. Like, hey, look at me.
Yes, it was just a different time, and if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you can't speak about it because now the red carpet walks and stuff they show, it's junk. It's nothing like.
It's also edited. It's the what do you call it? They cut it down or whatever. They cut it. They chop it up too much. It's
Hollywood's just not the same. Hollywood used to be this mecca place that people would, if you went there and got famous, like, you were the ultra cool, everybody liked listening.
Everybody was everybody.
Yes.
So everybody was something.
Yeah, and everybody looked forward to watching those shows and looking at that kind of stuff, right? And all the models would be there on people's arms and doing something if they weren't married or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, like, that was like the ultra cool thing where you'd see like a Brooke Burke or Tyra Banks or any of these people there hanging on some guy's arm as a date or dating someone. And everybody wanted to know who was dating who.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? Like, that was a big thing. And half the time you come to find out a lot of people weren't even dating each other. They're just going together to get the paparazzi to look at them to say, like, hey, they're dating now, or are they dating? And just they get that publicity and get on the tabloids of some fucking fake magazine to post something like that. Right. Look who Brad Pitt's banging now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just making shit up. But at the same time, that's what we used to see back then. So anyway, going off my rant, I wish that was still around. I wish we still got to idolize stars and people like that, because really the only person I care about now that I don't really idolize, but actually it's my favorite actor, is Keanu Reeves, because he's the only one that is down to earth, real, doesn't look for stardom. He just acts a normal, like, good life. He's just a good person. I just like him. I don't know why. He's like my standard I look for in Hollywood now, and then there's not many people like that.
Well, look at Matthew McConaughey's like that too. He still lives in a fucking trailer. He's got this giant property of stuff, but he lives in a trailer. Yeah, not this expensive ass mansion.
It's just stuff at the end of the day, right?
Exactly.
So, all right, next one, Sharon Stone.
Oh,
if you didn't see
Basic Instinct
with her legs in that movie and the part where she's smoking a cigarette, that was like the hot moment. Like, every guy like went wild over that. When
every guy we did not expect that, because normal movies, you just see the woman crossing her legs, whatever. Now you see her legs wide open. You see her puss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Basic Instinct. She crossed her legs. She got great legs. Very hot. Yeah, after that movie with Sharon Stone, I don't think I saw anything else where that was like that hot and sex appealed. Like, it was like the first movie that actually allowed like that sex kind of appeal to be in like a Hollywood movie, and it blew up.
Oh yeah.
If you ask anybody from the 90s, if you ask Sharon Stone, it's the first movie they all bring up.
That Total Recall for me, at least.
Well, Total Recall for sure with Arnold, but that's action movie. I'm talking about like an actual movie that set off her sex appeal and what everybody was like going nuts over her about. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I think she still looks good too, because she was just in a movie the other day. Not so long ago.
She does. She still looks good.
Yeah.
Just that was like the movie. Now this next name's gonna be it's funny too, because it seems like it's old too. Michelle Pfeiffer.
I did when she was in Batman.
Yes, when she was in Batman, she was
After
hot.
that, not so much. Well, she was kind of hot in, what was that? What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford. But other than that,
peak Batman when she was Catwoman, I thought she was hot.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When I was a kid, I was like, oh, this girl's hot, whatever. But I like Batman, so it just made it like that much more appealing. And I have one more. And now these are just ones I remember, right?
Right.
Christina Applegate.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And then what's her name that played in Clueless was really hot too in the 90s.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. Like, those two girls together, like, I used to get them mixed up, because I used to think they're both these hot, like, young college blonde girls, whatever, and they really weren't that young. They just played them. They just played the young part. And when what's funny is, like, when you're a kid, you look at these people and it's like
you think they're that age.
You think they're age watching a high school movie, and they're like 20 something,
30 something. Yeah.
And it's like kids don't look this old in high school, but you can't have 13-year-old kids act and
Right,
be
'cause they can't.
mature, right?
Right, exactly.
So
And
that's
it's-
changed now, but back
Of
then
course.
it was a little bit different. The high
Yeah.
school movie area, our area, was a little bit different. John Hughes, you know that fucking guy too?
That fucking guy. There is no Shermer, Illinois. Another one I had was since you brought up John Hughes and Kevin Smith movie, Shannon Elizabeth,
Oh yeah, I didn't think about her either.
American Pie, dude. Come on,
Yeah, American Pie.
Every guy thought that was fucking the best thing ever,
Oh,
ever
you know
in a
what?
movie.
I
after
missed
Sharon
I
Stone.
missed a name I put on here. Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah, of course.
She was really
Yeah, she was hot.
I saw something on her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did I send it to you?
I don't
You know,
think
people are doing that, like, what were you like in the 90s,
Yeah.
whatever, like that? She did one, and she was the American Pie girl, or whatever, and
Yeah.
she did her famous, like, 15 minutes fame or whatever, and
Yeah.
after the movie, she didn't do anything else.
No,
But
yeah.
because everybody remembers her as the hot
Right.
girl from American Pie, so she was typecasted into
Right.
that role, right?
Right.
But she still looked good. And she was a mom and stuff. She's like, this is my life now, and mom,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, God damn, you're still good looking, you
Well,
know?
she looked great. Jane Silent Bob too. So
Mhm.
shit.
I forgot she was in Jane Silent Bob. That's
Yeah.
true.
She was just.
She had her 15 minutes. Like, she had like some really
Yeah.
weird like high school roles and some other movies and did some
Right.
things, but nothing like the American Pie or anything like that at all.
Nothing, yeah, that was like the peak. Even though that was her first, like probably her first movie,
Yes.
which was kind of nice for her.
Yeah.
I also thought of what's her name. I know this one. You're probably gonna kick yourself in the head for not saying this one out. Victoria Silvstedt.
Oh,
Playmate
fuck.
of the-
Yeah.
Playmate of the
Victoria's
Year.
Playmate of the Year.
I had to throw that one out there. I mean, she was again one of those blonde, big tits, nice body,
Yeah.
tan kind of
And
thing.
she was big as a Playboy.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and if you're in Playboy, you're just. I mean, even Pam Anderson was in Playboy.
Of
you know,
course, she was
and,
in 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and then
Not if
but
you're in
the-
Playboy doesn't mean you've hit like a pinnacle of hotness because Drew Barrymore was in it.
No, you know, any respectable woman that wanted to get out there to grow her brand, a lot of them did Playboy because
Yeah.
it was a respectable, like, gentleman's magazine, right? And it was and
They wanted to show off.
right. They want to show their body off and do stuff, whatever. Now, if you were a piece of trash, you went to Hustler.
You're right, exactly. Totally different.
Yeah, it's a little different, you guys. That's a little throwback too. But yeah,
Or if you want to go to Barely Legal or any of the other ones. There's so many of them. I don't know. There's even more.
But those are the big ones, right? Playboy,
Yeah.
Hustler, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, funny story, you know, and I'll bring it up later. I guess we have. I'll say it for another topic, but it's like I'll just say it for another topic. But Playboy was one of those things. It's like every guy wanted to have nudie mags,
Oh, yeah.
right? And they wanted to have their own secret stash and stuff
underneath
of
underneath the mattress,
underneath the mattress or underneath your
In the
bed or in the
closet,
closet,
shoe box.
an old book bag or something.
Yeah.
Nobody looking. All right, so. Any other women that you can think about?
There's so many that we can go on a whole fucking day with this.
I know
We
that-
could jump to the next one if you want.
Yeah, let me see. Pull up my list of our stuff that we did have, folks. I'm gonna jump around here because I think there's some ones I want to say for
That's fine.
certain points.
Do you have time?
Let's think of this one. Okay, this one's a good one. Things that you did as a kid that you found out to be a lie or not true. Now, this was Tim's topic, and I like this one. So you go ahead and if you have anyone, kick it off. And I have a plethora of things I fucking I label because I remember a lot.
Well, the one thing that really it kind of freaked me out as a kid, I don't know, when I first started taking showers, because my parents trust me in the shower for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how old I was. I wasn't that old, but I never kept my mouth open in the shower because I thought the water would drain on you, but then go through the drain and come back through the hose of the nozzle again and do like a
Dirty water.
dirty water,
Mm.
nasty cycle kind of thing. Because so I kept my mouth shut the entire time, thinking that was happening.
Can't breathe.
Yeah, exactly. So I just that was one of my things.
You're not the only person that thought that. I just think that too, and then I realized you can drink the water. That's fine. It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
fine.
it's regular water.
Exactly.
And we have good water here in
And-
Missouri,
but
folks.
what's weird was saying with like that because we drank hose water for like the longest time too.
Yeah.
So
They're legends, things.
kids nowadays will never survive.
Now I remember I have a lot more because I have kids, and,
Well, yeah, of course.
and I use some of these now
Yeah.
because I'm an asshole.
You have
But at
to.
the same time, it's good. Now I haven't used this one yet, but I thought about it. But they're getting to the age now I can't get away with it. But I think my parents used to say this, or it used to be a wise tale with other kids. The car won't start until the seatbelts are buckled. That's a lie, obviously. But
that's a good one. I
it-
like that one.
It is a good one. But the funny thing is, there is actual cars now
Yeah.
with kids that the car will not start unless they're buckled.
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
weird. And you can turn the option off, but it's actually a good safety feature to
Oh
have in
yeah,
a car.
definitely. I
thought
love
was,
that.
I thought that was funny.
That is
Turn
awesome.
from a wise tale to a real thing with our technology.
That is awesome. I like that.
There's another one. No, I do say this to my kids. Swallowing gum stays in you for 7 years.
Right.
It does not. It comes right out.
Right. Exactly.
But it does take a longer time to digest because
Right.
it is the gum or whatever.
It's gooey and shit like that. Yeah.
You got another one?
Mine was don't eat like 45 minutes before you go swimming.
I have that one.
You have cramps.
Yeah.
Like that never ever happened.
It doesn't. I think we talked on a different podcast, but I think it's just the fact that you can get sick.
Yeah.
Right. And that does happen to people.
Right, because you get seasick kind of thing, and you got
That
the
or
food in you.
yeah, or people eat too much and they swallow water and they throw it up, or whatever. Or people that swim, they see it when like they're doing something active and then just whatever. You can do that with anything. You eat and go run and get sick, right?
Exactly.
The watermelon seeds, you can't swallow them or you'll grow a watermelon in your stomach.
Yes. But Tom, my brother, believed that one for the longest time because that's when he started getting like big.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought the watermelon was growing.
That's fucking funny. Now this is what I found out the other day. This is actually not true, but there's people that have said it's true. Like there's a whole debunk thing. It could be a fucking just a wise tale that it has some truth and not truth. But going outside in cold weather with wet hair.
Yes.
Say people that you get a cold and you'll go viral because it's a viral infection. But at the same time, there's a little truth to it that you can get sick and like more run down if your hair is wet and you're cold outside because it brings your body temperature down, your immune system down.
Yeah.
So there's a whole
it's plausible.
Yes, there's a whole debate about it. And it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't go outside with cold hair because you probably can get run down and sick. But at the same time, does it cause the cold right away? No. So I think there's some truth to it, but there's no truth to it. So, but I still say it to my kids, like, like after they're done playing a sport, it's like you can't just run outside with no fucking clothes on and be cold. Like you could get sick. Right. But everybody says it. It's like a wise tale that everybody believes, but I don't know how much truth is actually into it. So interesting.
There's some, but not a lot.
Yep. The next one I have, and I still do this to this day. So I used to hear this all the time from people at school or just people that didn't like it. I think that teachers or something like that. Cracking knuckles will give you arthritis. It's been debunked.
So
you don't get arthritis. It's just gas and air released from your knuckles, and I do it every day.
Exactly. I try to.
If you drink coffee at a young age, it'll stunt your growth.
I heard that in smoking.
Well, and coffee has been debunked. You can drink coffee as a kid and be fine. Not saying you have to drink 20 gallons of coffee, but a kid can have a half cup of coffee or a little bit of coffee to wake up in the morning. It's not probably the most ideal thing, but I've sometimes before like a hockey game or like early practice for my son, I'll give him a little bit of coffee. Yeah. Not much.
Give him a little jolt.
Just a little bit to help wake him up. A little bit of caffeine. That's it. I'm not pounding coffee down his throat or anything like that. I'm more responsible about it. But he's like, he'll be like, Dad, can I have a drink of your rocket fuel? He calls it rocket fuel.
Cool. That's good to know. That's cool. I remember my parents telling me I couldn't drink coffee till I was old enough. I never knew how old enough was.
I had that same thing. My parents said you're not allowed to drink coffee till like you're 18.
I remember because in high school all up until high school we never had coffee in the cafeteria.
Yep.
And it was always for the adults, of course.
Correct.
And then when somebody bought a cup of coffee at school one time, I thought that was like, you can't do that. Can you do that?
Yeah. So it's funny, like with this younger generation, because kids don't drink and do stuff, more kids at a young age drink coffee because of Starbucks and all this junk coffee that's out there that's just loaded with sugar and it's not even real coffee, right?
Right.
Most coffee's shit unless you buy your own organic like I do and fucking brew it at home and make it yourself. It's probably more safe than majority. And like obviously I don't have the hand one where I grind it down and do myself, but the coffee I get is pretty fucking good now compared to what we used to drink.
Right.
The point of what I'm making is I was so what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like scared of drinking coffee the same way because I was told the same thing, you can't drink coffee, you're an adult. Yeah. I didn't have my first cup of coffee till I was about like 23. Wow. And that was at work because I just never drank. I always had soda, water, tea, some, other stuff, apple juice, whatever. I grew up drinking Powerades and shit, but coffee never appealed to me. I thought like if you drank coffee, you were old. Right. And when I started working at Whirl, or the job that I work at now,
you feel
old? No. Someone's like, "Oh, I made fresh coffee." One time I was like, "What? Coffee?" So I got it. And I was like, "Black coffee." I'm like, "It doesn't taste that great." And they're like, "Put some vanilla creamer." And I drank it. I was like, "God damn, this is good." I started fucking loving coffee after that, and then I got kind of addicted to drinking like too much coffee. I'd have like 3 or 4 cups of coffee in the morning and be all fucking geeked out and going to the wall. But I was enjoying my job doing it, so it was like, yeah, because this coffee is great. But then after a while, I realized it's like it's not good to drink that much coffee. Like 1 to 2 cups is fine a day. Anything more than that's bad for you. So anyway, the coffee stuff. Yeah, another one?
No, go ahead. I'm trying to think of one. I had one.
If you cross your eyes, you'll get stuck.
Yes. No, it's make a face, and then if you smack someone in the back of the head or on the back, their face sticks. I've heard that one.
That one is one too. I do remember that one as well.
I actually seen that in the movie. They joked about that.
Now this one's actually funny. This is people say like the younger kids, but they say looks don't matter.
Yeah.
Which is true to an extent, but at the same time, it does matter to you because if you're not attracted to someone, whatever. But they say looks don't matter. And if you tell your kids, I guess it's a 50-50 thing, right?
Kids are going to be honest about it anyway. So if you think you're ugly, you're ugly.
You know, something my mom and dad told me a long time ago, and I thought was pretty interesting, and I think it's truth until like maybe a certain age, but. Kids don't lie. They don't fucking know how to lie, right? So when they tell you something, it's pretty true most of the time, unless they've learned, like you've taught them to lie.
Right.
You know, unless they want to lie, not get in trouble, and they get older. Like, you know, did you spill your tea on the floor? And they're like, no, I didn't do that. It was the dog. You know, whatever, because it's them. They just want you.
We still lie about that.
Yeah, no shit. But like, yeah, if you ask them something serious, like kids get scared. They don't know how to lie.
Yeah.
They just tell, and it's like, okay, so I know when my kids are telling the truth and when they're not, whatever. But I used to do the same thing. It was hard to lie when you're a kid, right?
Yeah, plus even if you did and got caught, you got your ass whooped.
Yeah, exactly. What's this one I put on here? Lights on in the car. I still do that one. You get arrested or get a ticket if you have your lights on in the car when you're driving at night.
The overhead light?
Yeah, the overhead lights, because kids always want to turn on. It's distracting. So it's more of a thing that's distracting, but there is someone that said, I was reading that you can actually, some states do give you a ticket if you're driving because it distracts cars and can be distracting, cause accidents. Yeah. So it's more of you have to turn it on, but you don't leave your light on the entire time. Because if someone has got their light on, you look over, you're seeing them go by with the light on. It is kind of distracting.
Yeah.
Don't sit too close to the TV. Your eyes will cross, or you'll get that one. That was an old wise one. Something to do with kids. I wrote down, but my handwriting is dog shit, so I can't remember what I put down. Staring at kids. Something I put down.
Staring at kids will get you in jail.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I was putting on there. Maybe it'll come back to me. But those are the ones I remembered that were lies that weren't true. I don't know if there's any other ones I had off the top of my head.
There's a lot. Just you got to think of.
It's
again,
mostly,
this is more not prepped, so we didn't think about this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of like things my parents used to say to me. And those are the kind of ones I came up with, right?
Right. Grandma and Grandpa used to always lie about stuff. The little things, the little white lies, as they called them.
Yeah, which most of the time they are. They're not going to hurt you or anything. It's more just to keep you in line or do something, and there's a reason why behind we said that, don't stare too true, don't swallow gum, don't do all that stuff. There's, I'm trying to teach kids and educate them to do things the right way, right?
I did see one of the funniest ones ever. This is what kind of brought up the topic. I get random memories that popped in my head. I was at Denny's when I lived in Florida, and this little child of color was being obnoxious, going around throwing shit, just acting a fool, so stupid. His mom said, "You better get your ass over here because somebody gonna call the cops or the police are coming. If you don't behave, the police are gonna come."
Oh yeah.
And I was just like laughing my ass off. Go, really? You told your kid the cops are coming?
Yeah.
Because he's acting up.
Oh yeah.
Like that's so stereotypical.
We sometimes say in my house with the kids, like, if you do that, the police will come and you'll get arrested. And, like, sometimes the kids are like, you can't do that, the police will come, or whatever. Right. Like, they'll say stupid shit. I can't use an example, but we've used that before. Like, hey, you can't do that. Like, you'll get arrested by a cop or whatever. Like, we'll just make shit up. And they'll kind of
just to get somebody to act, straight.
Yeah. All right. So, any more for that topic that we had?
That's all I got now.
Okay. I'm going to do another topic. Stupid. This is kind of both of our stupid coworkers, past or present, and why did you think they were stupid, or just things about them that made them stupid?
There's a guy I used to work with at the casino. His name was Steven. He would probably be one of the dumbest people I've ever met in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And school wise, I don't know because I never knew him in high school. But as a 20-some-odd-year-old man, he was just fucking straight up stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we would fill up a bag of coins from our little coin machine, that's coin sorter machine, we would have to put our signature tag on them and then zip tie them. So Steve was playing with a zip tie one day, just playing with it in his hands, whatever, and decides he's going to zip tie his finger. He flat out decided he was going to.
Mm-hmm.
Not playing around or anything like that. He just said, I'm going to do this. And zip. So they literally had to call the EMTs to come out to get underneath so they can cut the zip tie out.
He was losing
off
circulation in his finger.
His finger was so fucking purple, it burned. He could have been, was jealous.
Dude, I hate people.
I was like, dude.
So crazy. So cringe.
And people were just sitting there watching us because, we had EMTs in there, so they didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was just like, oh, dude. And he was sitting right next to me at our station, so I had to be there.
That's definitely a stupid coworker. And what I meant by stupid is they could be stupid like what you said was stupid, or just people that you just didn't like working with.
Yeah, okay. That's a long list.
I know, and
right.
I'm not going to name names, but there's people I work with now that I'm not going to say who it is, but it's like there's this guy at work that he acts like he's buddy with everybody. Outside of work, he's a nice guy, but inside of work, he's Mr. Corporate. Always looking to get ahead. Always looking to what's the next thing he can do to one up himself to get ahead. And like he's upper in the company. I'm not gonna say what his title is, just in case he ever did listen to this. But his problem is he's so fixated on himself that he says he's trying to help other people, but it doesn't ever seem like he really cares. And
one of those people.
And the problem, the thing that's annoying about it is because I've become friends with him outside of work and we've talked a bunch, whatever. He uses that friendship to an advantage, on things with me. Like will be like the pressuring me into doing stuff at work. And he doesn't do it with me; he does it with everybody.
Right.
It's kind of like I don't know if you read this in a book or something, how to help like use their emotions to play on people to do stuff. But that's what he's done, and it's like, dude, you're a dick. Yeah. At the end of the day, so I call him a stupid coworker in my head because it's like I really like the guy truly. But it's like he uses that at work, and it's like, dude, you're just one of those dickheads at work that just all you care about is number one. You put number one first, and you'll put anybody else on blast to get ahead. Right. But then outside of work, you act like everybody's buddy and best friends. In reality, it's like he is a cool dude, but inside work, he's a fucking asshole. Yeah. And I'm dumb. I don't want to be that person. It's like I never would want to put myself in that position that care that much about it. It's like I don't care if you make a couple extra doll hairs. Right. That's not worth my time. And it's like, dude, I think it's his hobby at the end of the day, right? Like his job is everything, and he doesn't have anything else to look forward to. So that's what he looks forward to. So, which, whatever.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I had this guy. I will say his fucking name.
Okay.
His name is Travis Ratley.
Okay.
Little motherfucker lives in St. Anne, Missouri, I believe. Last I heard, or that's North County, Missouri.
Okay.
St. Louis. Okay. I've told you this story 1,000 times. When his very first job was Taco Bell, and I was his manager.
Okay.
We told him to break the boxes down and take them out to the dumpster.
Okay.
Now, normally when you hear the words break down boxes, you take the tape off of it and you lay it flat. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker took the boxes outside, so we thought, okay, cool. He's out taking trash. Next thing you know, we hear the hose running, like water running. We're like, what the fuck's going on? So we go in the back. Travis is gone, obviously. And we see the hose going outside. We're like, okay, what's going on? So we go outside. He is watering the boxes so they were easier to break down.
What an idiot. I mean, he didn't want to take the tape off. He wanted to step on them.
He wanted to step on them or sock them up to break them down to take them to the dumpster.
That's so weird.
I didn't understand it. So I was like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, kid is just not very bright.
Sure.
That was when we started hearing about kids getting homeschooled.
Uh-huh.
So, I blew it off. Not even, I don't know, a couple hours later, we tell him, it's time for you to go home. Your day's done. Thank you. Not to fire him or nothing. Just, thanks for working, great day, first day, whatever. Good luck. He said, can he borrow the phone to call his dad? Mm-hmm. And that was before everybody started hitting cell phones. So we're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. We're sitting there, because if you look at the Taco Bell, you had the front line on both sides, and then you had the drive-thru on the right side, and you could see this giant window in the back where the manager sat, so the manager could look out and see what's going on instead of walking all the way around, seeing, being lazy kind of thing. Uh-huh. I look in the window. He's in there. I thought he's calling his dad, so he's got the phone up to his ear. And so I was like, okay, so I'm making my food, making orders out, 10, 15 minutes go by. He's still got the phone on. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, dude, how many times you got to call your dad? Is your dad busy or anything like that? He's like, no, I don't know how to dial out. I was like, what? You don't know how to dial a phone? He's like, no, not really. How do you not really know how to dial a fucking phone? This ain't a rotary phone. This ain't no, Morse code kind of thing.
He didn't know how to dial the numbers to his dad's phone?
Just dial phone number. A number, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad to think that there's people out there that are really like this, that are that illiterate, that, you think it's a joke, like, it's like that joke, people are like, oh, people don't have voter ID, or people don't have this, or don't know how to do this, and it's like there probably is some people that are out there that are the 1% that really don't know how to do any of this stuff, or they just don't have. I
don't think it's the 1%. I think it's more like 5%, 10, 12%.
Maybe, right? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
I'm just rambling.
we do have billions of people in the world now, so it's probably not unrealistic to think that, but there's definitely people that are like that. They just
there's no hope for him,
mm-hmm.
and he's still like that.
Really,
It's just I hate that kid so bad. I really wish bad things upon him.
The problem with thinking about like stupid coworkers and stuff, it's like I deal with stupid people every day at work. Because I work in IT, so I'm used to dealing with stupid people.
But those aren't really customers either. That's the employees.
Yeah, but those are still
what makes it worse. No,
there's coworker, right?
Yeah.
Makes it worse, right? Because you're dealing with these people, and it's like, how are you? There's people that are always at work, and I'm not going to exactly name names, but it's like, how did you get a job at where I work? That's a very highly sought after IT company, and how did you get in here? Like, you had to know someone to do something, but it's like you're not technically inclined, or the people that on the other side, they're not in IT, they're supposed to be like a little tech savvy that work computers. I mean, I get they're salespeople or whatever else, but it's like, how did you get to work and, put your pants on and move your feet forward and be able to.
How did you get this far in life?
Yes. And it's
how are you still alive?
Sometimes it bothers me. It's like, how do you make more money than me? And I'm 10 times more intelligent than you are. Right. And it's like, it makes no sense to me at all.
Exactly.
Right. Because you can look at a spreadsheet and talk numbers. It's like, I could probably do that too.
Yeah.
So
train me once, or give me a day or two. Train me, okay. I don't need years.
It's just weird. That's just what it comes down to, right? It's like a lot of people are good at playing the game in these jobs, and I don't know. Stupid coworkers to me could be a laundry list of people. I mean, I've had dumb people I worked with when I was younger. When I was a manager at the cookie place, or whatever, I had so many girls that were just bimbos. A lot of them were hot, but they were just bimbos. I mean. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that I really hated at work. I don't know if hate's a strong word, but I'm trying to think of like
despised. Did not like very much.
Well, I'll just continue to use my job now because that's the most accurate in my brain for nothing that sticks out, because obviously this is off the cuff, and it's like, well, there's people at work that have worked with me, and I'll just put it out there. It's like there's people in the service desk that I've worked with now for over 10 years that have been like lifers in the service desk, and they're trying to get off the service desk, but they can't. And half the reason why is, one, they're not efficient or proficient in their job, and two, they just think that they're just one of those people that they want to skate by and do the bare minimum, and they think that people don't notice that kind of stuff. So it's like, to me, it's like, dude, you can't be this dumb and work at this good of a company and realize like you're not going anywhere off this job. Like, you've been there for 10 years, you've tried multiple times, you haven't found a fit yet for your job. So it's like, maybe you need to get outside of IT and go somewhere else. That'd be like more fitting for your job, because like we employ that at our workplace. But for some reason, they're just too stupid to figure it out. Or they're that, or they're complacent. They want to stay where they're at. Right. And it's weird thing about the stupid jobs. Every time I drive by like Taco Bell, obviously I always think of you.
Dude, I've got horror stories about horror stories.
I know you do. And every time I drive by it baffles me how many people still go to those places all the time. Like, I drove by Taco Bell and Jack in the Box when you didn't work at Jack in the Box, but even when I drove by your house, there were 10 cars deep at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
At Jack in the Box, right? And I go by Taco Bell at 9 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes on the weekends, it's obviously hungover people going there on the weekends, but during the week, I'll see 3 or 4 cars sitting in Taco Bell's line at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever. It's like, gosh, damn, do people really come there and order tacos at 10 o'clock in the morning? I mean, I know they have breakfast burritos and everything else now, right?
Some of them don't even have breakfast anymore.
Right, and it just baffles me that this goes on, but it's like, I couldn't, I know you probably have way more horror stories working with the public, working at Taco Bell and stuff, but every time I drive by, I don't know, it just gives me funny nostalgia. It's like I always think about Kevin Smith, or just think about you working at Taco Bell, or just like a clerk's type environment, and it's like those type of jobs. I'll just roll into our next topic. It's things you miss about past jobs, right?
Much.
And every time I look at like Taco Bell or similar jobs, I miss knowing that you worked at like when we were young and you worked there, and it's like I could come by. Well, I remember one time I worked at. Didn't you work at Jack in the Box one time or?
No.
No, it's Taco Bell. I got tacos from you or did something with my friends or something.
Probably,
I think we did one time. What is it? You worked in the one in St. Anne, right?
Yeah.
I think we came by one time.
Okay.
My friends were all high, and we were like, let's go get tacos from my cousin Tim. You're working the drive-thru. I think it's a vivid memory, but it's like I had friends that worked at Steak and Shake, and I would come by in the window, and and they or why I say Jack and Mike's, my buddy Steve worked there, and on the weekends they would close the inside but keep the outside open because it was 24 hours.
Yeah.
Dude, he would let me come in at 10 o'clock, and we would just get stoned and eat tacos and hang out in the kitchen with them, whatever, and people come by and give them beer for...
We play poker, shit.
Play poker or whatever. I mean, people would come by and give them, offer them, like, hey, I'll give you a 12-pack or like a 6-pack for a bunch of food. And he'd say, come on through, whatever. I'll give you tacos, whatever you want.
Yeah.
People would offer whatever. Girls would come by and say, hey, I'll show you my tits for free food. And he's like, okay. And he said it happened all the time, mostly drunk with girls.
We had girls, okay, I'm just going to throw it all out there.
Yeah.
We had girls say, if you do the I'm a Teapot song, but you have to flash me while you're doing it, I'll give you free soda or a free one of the frozen drinks that were whatever they were called at the time. And it worked 9 out of 10 times.
Really?
Yeah. Usually it was them asking us for free stuff. I'm like, what do we get out of it? Mm-hmm. And then, we'll mention something. She's like, I'm not going to flash my tits. We're like, okay. Mm-hmm. But other girls are like, straight up.
Yeah. They just want free food.
Yeah. I mean, most of it was like free drinks.
I mean, in the day, they're just boobs, right? I mean, people make a bigger deal than what it is. It's like, oh my God, it's all boobs or whatever. Yeah. Like, that's a guy thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's like to a girl, and they're like, they're just boobs, you know, whatever.
Right.
It depends. They have to be age appropriate, obviously,
right,
and
of course,
the age appropriate at the time. But yeah, I mean, things I miss about past jobs. I think I miss just the freedom. Like not saying I don't have freedom now. I think I have a lot of freedom for my job, but I think I miss like just like one of my jobs. I used to hang out with one of my buddies. We would just get high and like work outside all day and do stuff.
You get paid to have fun.
Get paid to have fun, exactly. Like it was just more fun. It was more lax. I didn't have as much responsibility on me, so it's like the jobs were a little bit more fun. I got to go to the cookie store and hang out with hot women all day and do stuff. It's like I don't get to do that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
Because I was young, right? Everything was new, like new experiences, or whatever. Right. When I used to do paper route, I got to hang out with all my friends. We'd go around and deliver papers, and got paid really good money to do that. Or cleaning cars. I like to do that because my friends would come with me, but I got to hang out with my dad. And, I got fat tips to clean cars. And it was just, I got to hang out outside and drink soda. Right. Like, there's just different things you miss. Like, you hated the job at the time, but then you think back and you're like, man,
there's still some good times. Yeah,
you had good times, like just cool things that you're like, oh, this was fun.
Yeah,
like I never got to work in a fast food place, but I could imagine if you got to hang out with the same people all the time, funny jokes, nicknames, see some wild shit, or whatever. It's kind of like the Clerks thing that you. Yeah. That's why it hits home to a lot of people. Exactly. Why I like the movie.
We had a lot of fun doing. We played tag, like if somebody who was on the front cash or whatever, and people were making food, if they came up and kicked you in the foot, I mean, you're it. So then you had to go get back to them somehow without having the customer notice it and that kind of stuff. One of the best times ever. This always sticks out in my head because I just I always wonder what would happen. I had these two. I was like 20. I wasn't quite 30 yet. I was working at Taco Bell off McKelvey, and these two older women, I'd say mid 30s, early 40s kind of thing, came to the drive-thru. They were the last people of the night. It was 2:00 in the morning, and one had her shirt kind of open, where you can see her bra at least. Yeah. And the other girl was in the driver's seat, and they're sitting there. I'm just sitting there shitting shit with them while this one of these guys I worked with called Tile. His real name was Terrence, but he went by Tile, and he came up to the window for a second, and then one of the girls was like, "Hey, so what are you guys doing tonight?" I'm like, "Well, after I get out of here, I got no plans. I'm off for the next week or whatever it is, couple of days." And they're like, "Oh, so you want to do something tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down for anything." So then they kissed each other a little bit, and we're feeling each other up. I was like, "Oh," I go, "That was kind of hot."
This was at Taco Bell?
Yeah. I was like, that was kind of hot. And they're like, "Well, there's more if you want it." I'm like, "I sure as hell do." So then Tile starts walking up with their food, and they go, "What are you doing tonight?" He's like, "I'm going to go home and play me some PS2. And they're all like, "Oh, okay." And they take their food and leave. I was like, "You motherfucker." I go, "They were fucking wanting us to come over, or at least me." And he's like, "Yeah."
Why didn't you just butt in and say, like, "Hey, like, why are you asking this dude?"
They took off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's in the moment thing.
Yeah, it was in the moment. And I was just like, T-Lay, I want to fucking kill you because maybe I went home with them. Maybe something happened with 4 of us, the 3 of us, whatever. It's like motherfucker.
There's always moments like those fork in the road type moment things come up because I have one. It was unexpected. It was like one of the coolest moments that anybody that can hear the story is gonna be like, wow, this is a cool moment. And I'll tell you it too. So I worked at UPS with my buddy Steve. Ups. And we worked the graveyard shift. Yeah. So it was from 9 to 3 a.m. And at 3 a.m., we were coming home. And we were stopping at QT on Jungerman in Missouri. If anybody knows where that is, whatever. I think it was QT in Jungerman. No, it was QT off Zumbell. Okay, it doesn't matter. That was right there. I just remember, it just popped my brain. So I stop in there, and, I got my blue shirt on, khakis or whatever, and I think I was getting a soda and like a Rillo or something because we were going to roll a blunt or do something, right? I just got off work, and these 2 girls walk in, and they're talking to the cashier while I'm getting ready to get a blunt and, do whatever, and me and Steve are just hanging out or whatever, getting ready to pay. And the one girl, that was her boyfriend she was talking to. The other girl was single. And then she starts talking to me and saying that I'm cute and all this other stuff. And where we're going back, I was like, we're going back to my buddy Steve's house to smoke and may have a beer or 2 or whatever, and then probably, go to bed or whatever. Well, she came over, hung out, and dude, I ended up banging her. And she was like 6 or 7 years older than me, and she was smoking hot.
Nice.
I've never had something where, like, I just met some girl at the gas station, came back there, and then banged. And then the funny best thing about it was she came and hung out with me like 7 more times. Like, nice. Came over one night to watch a movie, Netflix and chill, bang. Yeah. Came over one night after her work shift. Saw her down on 5th Street one time when I was working down at Trailhead, the bar. Yeah. The brewery or whatever. And she was with some other dude, but then she ended up coming home with me afterwards or whatever. I was like, wow, this is just like, I never, it was like no pressure. It was just like, hey, want to hang out, whatever. Yeah. That's what she was into, whatever. Right. Cool story. I forget her name or whatever. She was in my phone for a long time. I did one time. I remember after we did it, we stood up and watched the sunrise come up. We were smoking, just hanging out outside. And then she left. And my dad was getting up. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing up?" He's like, "I'm going to work." My dad was getting ready to go to work. Yeah. And I was like, "Dad, I'm hanging out with this girl." And he's like, "Oh, okay, see you, bye," or whatever. Like, he knew what was he knew what was going on probably, and he didn't care. But at the same time, it was like one of those random like cool things you miss about a past job. Like that would never happen nowadays at work or whatever. But I was I was 18 at the time. She was probably like 25, 26. So that was cool to me. Like I'm most guys don't bang older girls. Right. It's mostly older guys banging younger girls. Right. Younger girls want older guys, or whatever. Right. So I thought that was always cool to me. So it's one of those come in the work cool stories, or whatever. Right. But yeah, just missing things about past jobs. I think it's more just a relationship. You hang out with cool people, seeing cool things. Obviously, I miss hanging out in the mall. Like when it was peak mall, so like I worked at 2 different malls. One was cool because I got to work with my mom. Right. I get high and just deliver furniture to people and do stuff like what an easy job. And then I got to go around the mall and go shopping and go like the Spencer's and all the cool stores and get to go to the cafeteria. It was cool for like the first year, and then after a while, I was like, it's kind of getting boring. Like any job, right? You do it for a while, you kind of lose the excitement or whatever. Worked at Chesterfield Mall and then in Mid-River, so I kind of got the flavor of like the 2 top malls at the time that were there. I don't know. Those are just things I miss about past jobs. I think it's more the people and just like the funny interaction and stuff. Like obviously most of the time the job sucked. Of course. But for like those little moments and things you can look back on, it's like those are cool moments. And that's why it's cool to work jobs when you're young as a kid, because like the experiences and the things you get to do. It's like nowadays kids don't want fucking jobs. They don't want to do anything, right? They want to send their ass. They're like, "Oh, I can borrow my mom and dad's car and go drive Uber Eats for a couple hours, make some money, and that's my job." It's like, no, that's made up. Like, that's not a real fucking thing. That should be a side gig on top of, like, a real job if you want to make some money. Not saying you can't make it a full-time job, because there probably is people that make really good money, but as a 16-year-old, it's like, go work a real job. Yeah. Go sit down and have experience with people. Go get paid $15 to flip a burger now because you guys are bitch and won $15, right? Exactly. So, what about you? Any things you miss about any past jobs besides like anything from the casino or anything just about the radio station or anything?
A lot of times it's just hanging out with people. Just the downtime where you just got to sit there and shoot the shit, get to know your coworker.
I think it was like just it's the life experience, making fun of people. Like me and you were always big on making fun of people. And him, so I mean, that was one of my favorite things about doing a lot of my jobs, right? Yeah. UPS, I didn't get that as much because I was manager and I worked with a bunch of older people. I was a younger kid, boss around older people, so that job wasn't as much fun. But like with the girls, I had all nicknames for the girls when I worked at the cookie store. Or like my mom, obviously, I gave her and her friends nicknames when I worked there, made fun of them. Right. I'm trying to think of some other jobs I worked. I don't know. kind of spitballing at this point, but it's like I guarantee at Taco Bell you had a bunch of them. At the casino, obviously, you had a lot of cool stories. Same people, you know. Did you ever get regulars every day that come in Taco Bell or people?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because we were right in the middle of like St. Anne, and there wasn't other restaurants that were open around us yet. McDonald's wasn't open yet.
Yeah, like my mom, for like 2 years straight went to McDonald's every day and got a coffee in the morning. She didn't get the food; she just liked their coffee or whatever. Yeah. So she went there and got their coffee, and she was like, "Yeah, there's like me and like 3 other people come here every morning to get coffee."
Yeah,
as a regular. It's like I didn't know people that did that every single day.
Yeah.
You like spending money on coffee every day, so it was $1.
Yeah, I had people when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was. For senior coffee, it was 50 cents, and for a donut, it was 49 cents.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of times, if I was busy or something like that, I would literally the regulars would come in. I knew exactly when they were coming in because they all came at the same fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
They sat in the same fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have their donut and their coffee sitting on the counter for them, waiting for them. They would just leave the money on the counter for me and just kind of like clerks when they leave the paper.
Were they retired, or people actually going to work, or what were they doing?
Just retired people.
Retired people.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was just, and some people there were a couple people that were going to work, stuff like that, but it wasn't too many. But like the cops and stuff like that, I literally leave it on the counter, and they would leave the cash or whatever and leave.
Well, it's funny. When I was in high school, we had this coach, and his name was Ray Howard. Coach, and everybody called him Coach. He was a football coach, baseball coach, and he also was a gym teacher, right?
Yeah.
And when I got older, when I was working construction, when I would go on my way to construction, I stop at this gas station every morning, get a soda or coffee or whatever I wanted, get gas or whatever. And this when I was driving my truck. I was probably, 19, 20 at the time. Maybe 21, I can't remember. But anyway, he would be there every morning with like these 4 guys drinking coffee, hanging out inside the gas station, shooting the shit. I'm like, what are you doing in here? And I thought about it. He's like, well, they're retired, so they would go up there in the morning, hang out, whatever. Then come to find out, I went to McDonald's one morning, and then I saw him and like 13 other dudes hanging out at McDonald's.
Oh.
Just hanging out. But they would go there and shoot the shit, and they would go like fishing or golfing or do whatever. That was like their meetup spot. They would meet there and then ride together, go play golf or do whatever, because they're all retired.
Right.
And then I asked him one time, I was like, "Do you guys meet up here all the time?" He's like, "Yeah, we mostly meet up and get coffee and just hang out, and we do this a couple times a week or whatever, because we're retired guys and our kids are older, blah blah blah." And it's like, oh, I didn't know people still did this shit, but apparently they do. I didn't think McDonald's would be a hangout spot, but.
You already are.
Here you are. So yeah, I didn't know. I mean, obviously you have regulars at the casino.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right.
I'll do this so many and so many people that you didn't exactly you didn't wait on, but you just watch them walk by or kind of something like that, or walk past their machines because we had the Furby lady who literally decorated her entire machine with Furbies.
Mm-hmm.
We had the bird lady who detected she was going to have a seizure, so she always had a bird on her shoulder. Just random people. There's a lot of not movie stars. Rock stars would be there because we were right next door to Riverport. So a lot of like when they have like Ozfest or something like that, we had musicians come up and wait on them. Half the time the girls wouldn't know who the musicians were. I'm like, hey, it's Pantera. Hey, it's this. And it's that.
Yeah.
And one of them that kind of sticks out in my head with that was this old guy.
You worked at Riverport?
No.
The
casino.
Sorry.
was right there.
Yeah. Sorry, I remember. Okay.
This old guy would come up to me. He had white hair, whitest fucking hair ever, dreadlocks. He always reeked of weed. He had like a Cheech and Chong kind of vibe to him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he always look up and down the line and didn't know. And then he'd go straight over to me. Like, okay, there's nobody else waiting in line. I guess you just come up to me because I'm here. And after a while, my boss comes over and goes, "You know who that is, don't you?" I'm like, no, Cheech, not Chong. So he's like, "It's David Allan Coe." Like, who the fuck is David Allan Coe?
David Allan Coe, yeah.
And he's like, the country singer, the racist country singer. I'm like, oh, that guy, yeah.
It's something like our parents. My dad always liked David Allan Coe.
So I was like, okay, I know who you're talking about. He's like, you know why he comes to your window, don't you? And I was like, no. He's like, look at that up and down the line. So I looked up both ways. I'm like, wait, all black women, black guys, black women. Oh, I got you.
You're the only white guy.
Yeah, I was the only white person.
That's funny.
And I was just like, oh, okay, I got you.
That's funny.
And then I've had people like this one sticks out. I tell everybody when I worked there. This one guy brought out this fucking. He was a regular. Always brought up hot chicks with him. I swear, he was either buying escorts. He had a hooker, or he just got through so many relationships like weekly. almost. Like he was always with us, a hot girl, and she was always in an evening gown or evening dress, whatever. Hot as fuck. One time he came up to the window, turning coins in. I dumped them in the coin sorter. Total was 69. I was like, told her 69. He's like, sounds good. And I go, yes, it does. I winked at the girlfriend or whatever. And she's like, oh, stop. And he's like, really? You just do that?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know, what the hell?
Talking that story, and I was going to bring up something else, whatever, still funny work moments, whatever. This isn't a work moment I missed, but talking about the escort thing, I don't know if I brought it up to you or not, but maybe I did. When I worked in construction, and I worked at these townhomes and apartments, there was this guy that drove around, and we used to call him Mr. GQ, because he'd always had like some fly-ass fucking BMW or Mercedes or something always driving around, and he'd come in and he'd be all like G'd out, looking, you know, like a fucking pimp.
Right.
And he was a white dude. And I was like, man, this guy, you know, he always said, what's up, whatever, how you guys doing, whatever. So it always seemed really nice. But there was these two girls. They lived in the townhomes, but different separate parts of the neighborhood. We started figuring this out because we were the maintenance guys, so we knew everybody that lived in the neighborhood. Right. We'd see, you know, we were like neighborhood watch. We'd see everything all day. Yeah. And the girl that would come out, she'd always come out, and I'm talking about to the nines. I mean, fucking just smoking hot. I'm like, is this his girlfriend? We just figured it was his girlfriend, the first girl we met or whatever. Yeah. Then we'd see him go out to another girl's house, and she'd come out to another apartment smoking hot. And I was like, these girls have to be like escorts, and they work for him. Like, this must be his business, and he must have like a high, you know, dollar service for him, whatever. But we'd always see him come in. And now the girls would come out once in a while, whatever, and we'd always like, you know, try to wave to him or do whatever.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Hey, Miss Parker. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Miss Parker. But they never talked to us or anything. But it's like, you know, I'd always park my car like by their place just so I could get a glimpse of them in the morning when they come out. I'd be having coffee, just sitting there by my truck, just chilling, and they would come out. And sometimes they would say hi, whatever. And I'm like, God damn it, like this guy must just, you know, or he has two girlfriends, right? You know. Yeah. But then one time they called the police on him, and it wasn't the one that was next to our work, but it was the one that was down the road, the second girl that came or whatever, and I think either he had coke on him or something happened. The police showed up, and I don't know if it was a domestic abuse fight or whatever, but yeah, they lived there for like a year or two, and then after he was gone, like she still lived there. This other girl that was like the first one, she lived there for like a year or two, and then she finally moved out, and I was like, oh, that sucks. I don't get to see her anymore. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, this was like my first like a glimpse of like a girl with the escort. I almost had the balls to go up and ask him, like, so how much is a date? Like, I just wanted to ask, how much do you charge to have a date with your girl? Like, how much does it cost to sleep with her? Probably it's probably thousands of dollars or something retarded, right? But it's like he wasn't driving around a $100,000 BMW for no reason. Then come to find out he leased it. It wasn't really. It's one of those fake guys or whatever. Yeah. Because guess who came looking for him?
The other girl.
No. The fucking car company looking because he wasn't paying on his lease. They were coming to us with the bill saying, like, where's this guy live in the neighborhood? Wow. So, and he used their addresses, but he was never there, right? Right. So
at first I thought you were going to say his wife showed up. Like,
oh, yeah, that would have been funny, you know. So it was like a funny story. But going back to your past job thing, when you worked at the college and you did the radio station, did you make fun of all the kids that would come in, or did you have nicknames for any of the kids?
Dude, there were so many times the way the station was, it was in the corner of the main building where all the offices were, or all the main administration offices were, except for like where you pay or like financial aid and stuff like that. Sorry. No, and we were across the way from the cafeteria and down the hallway, literally, kind of, from Starbucks. So like that was the big food area. That's where you bought your books. Yep. So we were in a very high populated area all the time.
Foot traffic a lot.
Yeah, a lot of foot traffic. There you go. And then a lot of the functions were there because there was an open area, which it could have been the cafeteria. If they used it right, it could have been a cafeteria. But kids weren't always just sitting around eating lunch, because they would get their food and leave. But anyway, so we were in a very populated area, and there were kids. Okay, if you've seen the building, I keep saying okay, sorry.
No, I'm listening.
There's 3 floors, and you have these giant pillars in the middle of the floor, obviously to hold up the floors above and stuff like that. Anything construction, if you know anything about construction, you don't understand that.
I do.
Okay, I know you do. I'm talking to idiots out there.
Sure.
Anyway, and these kids would sit there on their phones, just either playing Pokemon Go or whatever, just typing on their phones, not looking up, and run into these gigantic fucking blue pillars that are thousands and thousands of pounds, or like 80 feet tall, 100 feet tall. They'd run into them because they weren't looking up from their phones. Other times, since we were on the corner of a main building to go to a next building, there were glass doors. kids would not look up from their phones and run into the glass doors.
You did tell me that before. I've heard that one before. They run right into the glass
Yes.
doors.
Some kids, there was handicap doors, which if you walked up to them, anyone walked up to them, there was a sensor weight-wise that would automatically open the door. Sometimes some kids would be so lucky, they would be sitting there typing away on their phones and walk straight to both doors, end up outside, not realizing they're outside because they just didn't pay attention. And the doors opened perfectly for them.
Yeah.
You know, we call them Jedis because, you know, they use the Jedi mind trick to open the doors, for the Force to open it. And it's just like...
So those are like the funny things you miss at work, like laughing and making fun of people.
Laughing. Dude, I think that's pretty much the main theme of every job I've ever had or anything I've really done the last 30 years. I love making fun of people.
Yeah, you know, someone said to me, like, you know, one of the best things about working at Worldwide with me was it's like you make it fun. Because, like, you always have all these funny... like
I have to, dude, because I get bored.
We have lots of inside jokes that are Worldwide, like the things that where I work at that people say stupid shit. And we just have funny nicknames. Like, they're inside jokes of things that people said in the past or you've mispronounced or said this dumb stuff, and we come up with nicknames for people. Like, you know, one guy that worked, he talks like he's... the guy from Sling Blade, so we call him Sling Blade. Yeah, he talks like that. Yeah. We call him Fried Tater sometimes. You know,
French fried potatoes.
Yeah, like we just have nicknames for like those guys, and it makes it fun, right? You know, and that's like part of the fun that you have to have at work. You have to have some like downtime. Listen, even when I was in the search desk, I had like nicknames for all the people that come down there all the time. I was like, oh, what's his name? They're like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, so and they'd start laughing. Yeah, because they would get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my nickname. So like like to have fun, you have to have like those inside jokes, making fun of people, like the rude, crude shit that like the people are like so looked down upon now because we have this weird woke society. But at the same time, it's come to find out like most people at jobs have this kind of stuff. It's camaraderie. It's mostly men. It's not women. It's mostly men that have this kind of shit. Yeah. You know, it's like an HR walking nightmare that we all have like our group chat. You know, that's why we had outside group chat, not inside work, so we can't be like tracking us. Right. But it's like if you look through our group chat, we'd all be fired because of all the shit that we say about people.
One thing I also did kind of have fun was we gave people their lives. If we saw you just walking by, you know, you just say you got what you got on with black shirt, kind of shorts, white. You have what shorts on?
Black. I have black pants.
Okay, you have black pants on. Okay, we see you walking down the road. Like, look at this guy. He likes to run. He just came back from a 5-mile run. He's got his wife cheated on 3 times. He's got 4 kids. You know, we just give you your life. Or there's other people we see 2 people talking. And we're like, oh, look at me. I got my hair up in a ponytail. Yeah, look at me. Oh, baby girl, you got, you know.
Well, you know what's funny about that is what we were saying is it's like we do the same thing. Yeah. But it's funny. The people that we work with, we have more of the funny nicknames and inside jokes with. Yeah. But then we have the other funny inside jokes with the people that we don't work close with because they come in and they say the same shit, or we call them Mr. GQ, or like whatever. What
like clerks, like, you know, you have the milkmaid, you have the guy who's asks, how much is this anyway, and it's right fucking behind him. Yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, I think every job has those kinds of people because you see them all the fucking time. Yes. You don't know their name, so you give them a name.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts about work. It's like seeing the same people, and it's like, oh, we know that guy. He sleeps in his car, and like we know, like whatever. Like there's jokes about just certain people, and it's right. If you don't have that in your environment, I feel bad for people that work nowadays. Like
your job, you are a fucking zombie if you don't have anything.
Yeah, I mean, the corporate life, you know. Drinking the I don't know how many times I've said this, but like when I was first at a good job I really liked, it's like, yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid and I was really bought in, but after a while, it's just a job. It becomes a job. You're doing the same shit verbatim over and over. You have to make it fun. And if you don't, then it's like you go crazy and then you become a fucking worker drone bee person. Yep. Like you said, a zombie.
Robot, zombie, whatever you want to call it.
It's not ideal. Yeah. At a work environment to do that. It's like that's why people get burned out really quick, and that's why also people are like, man, my job's not fun anymore. It's like, well, you have to kind of make it fun because you're stuck here. So you might try to make it enjoyable. Like, you know, I always make memes about people at work. Yeah. Someone will say something stupid, and I'll make a meme about it and send it to my friends. Like, that's fucking great. That's awesome, or whatever. And it becomes an inside joke with us, you know. And people hit me up like, hey, can you make a meme about so-and-so? They did this. I was like, fuck yeah, I can. Yeah, why not? They're like, oh, Randy hard at work making memes at work. And it's like, yeah, I use some downtime today to make fun of you, you know. Yeah. I'll say it to my boss and send him shit or whatever. And, you know, and sometimes he laughs, sometimes he gets offended. But it's like, it's fun.
Yeah. It's like when I made that Randy's Auto Body Sloppy Shoppy.
Yeah.
You know, people are making AI shit about it now. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it makes it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. The artwork comes out.
Yeah. One of my topics was funny stories from work. We can just call this funny stories from work because it's kind of what we're kind of bleeding into it, and like funny stories growing up. We've kind of talked about that a little bit as well, just things from our past or whatever. But I have a couple more topics. But yeah, like I'll kind of wrap up the job topic. It's jobs, everybody's got them, or if you don't have them, then you're very blessed, like Tim, where you don't have to deal with the bimbos and stress at work every day. But then the customers and all that kind of shit. But yeah, it's a means to an end. But while I'm at work, it's like make it fun, folks. Just have a good time with it, right?
Exactly.
Let's see. All right, so I got a couple more topics, and we're gonna wrap this podcast up. Things you had your entire life that you cannot live without. Still, people do not count. And you can't talk about food or drink. So this was your topic, Tim. So things you had your entire life that you cannot live without still. Name some of the ones that...
Things you grew up with, but you how'd you put that?
Things that you've had your entire life. So things you've grown up with that you cannot live without.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It can't be people and like food and stuff, like the normal stuff. We're talking about like things that like materialistic stuff.
I know some of these things are going to be kind of weird how I thought about it. A fan. I always got to have a fan on me when I go to sleep.
Yeah,
that's not so much the noise. That's the maybe given. It's just the cool air. I'd rather be cold than hot.
I'll double that because even when I go on vacation with my family to God knows wherever, I bring a portable fan with me wherever I go. When I go out of town for like Lincoln's hockey trips, I don't care if we're in Michigan or Detroit where we went. I brought a fan with me. Yeah. Put it on low and just to blow on me to help. It helps relax me and puts me to sleep. Yes, to blow me. I had to have the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but as stupid as it sounds, is like I need TV. Like I have to have TV. We've had it since I've been a kid. I don't watch it 24/7 like I did when I was more glued to my kids. You know, like my kids have to have iPads nowadays, but. At least once a day, I need a decompress for an hour or two. Either watch a show, I don't even care if this sounds old. I like watching the news and see what's going on nowadays, like with the weather and shit. Like, sorry, I like to stay informed a little bit now as I gotten older. When I was a kid, you didn't care about it as much because your parents informed you and took care of all that stuff for you. Now I feel like I have to do that. Or, you know, like a good TV show, just unwind and relax, or just, you know, watching, you know, sports or something you want to watch.
Right.
What about you? That's the next one.
Did I say no music or did I say music?
You didn't say anything about music.
Okay, I think I'd have to have music always. There's every day I got to hear some kind of something because it centers me, so to say. It's how do I say it? It's kind of like when you're a child, you know, it makes you feel like puts you at ease when you're crying. So your mom put on music or something like that. Whatever.
Right.
To me, that's how I feel even as an adult. Because some people just piss me off so bad, or if I had a really shitty day, or if I just want to, you know, just be happy or happier. I want to hear something that I haven't heard for a while, or if I rediscover a band, or even if I just discover a band, I'm just I got to have something playing at least once a day.
Yep.
I mean, it's not to hear because I want to sit there and take a shit with noise. It's just I want to just center myself.
Yep.
I want to come down from the hatred or whatever, or even to bring up from the happiness.
Yep.
Because it reminds me of a good time, or reminds me of like maybe concert even.
Sure. Brings you back to a better time.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, it keeps you grounded, keeps you back to a better time where you're a kid and you had no worries, no nothing else, and you're just living the moment, enjoy the music. You know, brings you back to. I get it. So that's kind of my next one was going to say. You know, we grew up with TV, but I'll just put it in one word: it's electronics. Like growing up, you know, I'm a techie person, so like when I was a kid, having Nintendo and having video games were a big part of my life because it was kind of like my babysitter, you know. But it was kind of like me getting to go do my own thing and be in my own world for a little while.
Right.
And I can say that with computers too, because I got a computer at a young age. I was like 90. It was like 1993 or 4 that I got my first computer from Grandma and Grandpa, and that like. Made
was
my
it wasn't it?
Yeah, something retarded, but it like blew my mind having a computer and like being able to play games on it. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, right?
LimeWire.
And it's like now I'm on my computer every day. We have a computer in our hand with phones, right?
Yeah.
I love technology. I'll always be a technology person, and I have to be on a computer every day. Like it brings me happiness, right?
You're a gadget guy.
I'm a gadget techie guy. The same thing. We had Nintendo Game Boys when I was a kid, so like I always had that in my hand. We didn't have iPad, so that was my iPad to me as a kid was a Game Boy, which I still have my Game Boys now.
Nice.
What's the next one for you?
I've been saying them. Your turn. You kind of did.
I did.
Let's see. What's this one? Definitely movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of my humors come from movies. Just seeing how people being sarcastic, or even just have the dichotomy of horror movies that you have something that scares the shit out of you, but then it also has funny parts.
You know, the great thing about movies is even if you don't like somebody or disagree with somebody and everything, if you like a movie, you can quote a movie and someone can get it and laugh with you about it.
Yeah, they can be your best friend right then, just for quoting the movie.
I mean, you can just quote a movie and someone can look over and be like, hey, that movie, and like it clicks for a minute. Like even though you guys might be two opposite people, but that could bring you together.
Oh yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah.
I mean, how many times do we quote a movie a week and say something funny? But that's something we
do. Yeah,
it's something we do, right?
Yeah. When I was in rehab, there was a guy that went in there. I remember this one. I was wheeling in my wheelchair, and next thing I know, he's like, "Demi, don't do this to me, Demi." And I was like, "I fucking love The Exorcist." And the guy turns around like, he's like, "How did you know that?" I go, "Dude, I could quote that movie all day, all night." And I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. This is his first day of rehab or whatever.
Well, it's like when you're a kid, we talked about it. It's like, oh, you like South Park? You like South Park?
Yeah.
We're best friends.
Bam,
we're friends now because we like something. And it's like, it does bring you to that kind of moment, right? With somebody like quoting a movie or something that you guys both relate to because you
even if you're wearing a T-shirt of a band or something. Yeah.
Little
things like that.
Bands. You say last time I went to the movies with my buddy Brandon, we went to like a Marvel movie. I wore like a South Park Randy shirt, and people were like, "Yo, I fucking love that episode." I had some guy told me, he's like, "That episode's great. It was the Cock Magic one or whatever. It says Amazing Randy or whatever on it."
Yeah.
And it's like that little moment, someone could appreciate that. Hey, I like South Park too, or whatever. And it's like I used to be friends with kids at school just because they like South Park. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, I had friends with these two guys named Mike and Kyle. And I thought it was funny. It's like, you're Kyle, like Kyle from whatever. Yeah. And the kids were, kind of dorky, not the most popular kids, but I could relate to them. I used to hang out with them just because they like South Park, and we could watch it together and laugh. That's all I cared about. Was like, oh, we like South Park. You like South Park? Okay, we're cool. Like, we're friends.
I mean, even if you're just walking past someone, it makes you feel good because they noticed you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, great Cannibal Corpse shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you never see each other again. But you know what? You felt good because somebody pointed you out.
Well, even today, and I'll just bring this up, not just for South Park, but South Park's still a huge one. Like, I couldn't live without South Park nowadays, right? The laugh and the humor, and just, it brings me back to a better time, and you already know that. That's why I have my room the way I do.
Right.
Hockey's another one. Like, even just being, this is so weird. At the mall, a couple weeks ago, I told you I went to the mall with the wife and went shopping. I was sitting there reading a hockey book or something, trying to find some shit for Lincoln and Lila or whatever, and some guy came up and goes, "Hey, do you play hockey?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Oh, I just recognized you." I had hockey clothes on, like a certain company that I wear. That's my friend's family's hockey company. I'm not gonna name it on here, but some other stuff. And he's like, "Are you a big roller hockey guy?" He's like, "I guess you are," because he knew my clothes, and he was asking me all these questions, whatever, and just struck 15-minute conversation with me in the bookstore about hockey. And it's like, oh, I can relate to somebody just talking about hockey or whatever, if people bring that up. Now, just because someone's wearing a Blues shirt, I'm like, hey, you a Blues fan? Like, it's kind of fucking obvious, right?
No, I lost the bet.
But, like, when people come out of nowhere to ask you something like that, it is cool. It's like, you're saying, it's like someone wearing a Metallica shirt, and it's like you understand, like, hey, that guy probably really does like Metallica. Not the hacker that was wearing Metallica can't even name one song. We ain't talking about those people. We're talking about people that actually are actual fans. Right. Yeah. So it's like,
that's how I got my stick. I got this hockey stick from the Monsters. I was sitting there, had my Blues jersey on one time at school, and one guy's like, "You like hockey?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You like roller hockey?" I go, "Hockey's hockey. It doesn't bother me as long as it's not field hockey." Yeah. He's like, "All right, hold on." So he goes, leaves, comes back from his office, hands me that stick, says, "Here, man." Like, I go, "I don't know you. What he's like, "You like hockey? And here you go, man.
Yeah.
Just check these guys out."
There's people that give me stuff just because they're not hockey fans. Like, I don't appreciate it. I don't like this stuff. Would you like to have this? Or would your kid like
this
to
is
have
my
this?
girlfriend's, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at the store or even at the rink before, and people have come up and given me stuff just for my kid because they're hockey fans or whatever. And I was like, hey, this is cool. Like another like tight niche community that everybody kind of knows people, does nice things for people. I feel like that you have that in every community, right? Music,
yeah. You could name a lot of different things, and people are like that.
Yeah, but like things I just couldn't live without. That just another one. I mean, there's not many things, but it's like I wish I could name this, but I'm too young. it had to be when I was younger, but it's like the internet is obviously one that everybody can't live without nowadays. But like
some days you wish you could.
Yes, for sure. But like, is it something I need? No, but it's something I do. Everyone lives off now. Yes, we all need the internet nowadays. I don't know if that was one that really goes into that category, but I guess kind of.
It kind of does, yeah.
You know.
But again, we something we grew up with that we didn't even have.
Mm-hmm.
So then once we knew once we were on it, like we got to have this. We have to have this around.
Yeah.
Because like you said, everything you use is internet function wise.
I'm just thinking like things personally, right?
Yeah,
I'm a tech.
Yeah, that's
person,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Material things like a fan or something like that.
Trying to think of another material thing I have to have. I don't know. I think those are like the main things that I have to have, like to keep me occupied, entertained, things that I enjoy. Definitely a fan is one of them. To go to sleep, I have to have one of those. You got anything else? This was your topic.
Just my stuff. I mean, let me look around. Anything in this room, you can pick up anything in this room, and think of me.
Yeah, and that's kind of how my room is too, right? I like to have you like to have your movies, you like to have your music. I like to have my video games. I like to have my TV shows, the things that bring me back to a better time and keep me happy and grounded. It's the same thing. We're kind of the same person, you know, but you have your things, your metal posters, your movies. I have my South Park shit, my video games and stuff that I post on there. Even though I'm a horror fan and all this other stuff like you are, that's what I choose to use in my room and decorate my shit with. So,
I hate horror movies.
Huh?
I hate horror movies.
I know. But at the end of the day, it's like it's cool to see that everybody's got their own thing. Like, and I'll be honest with you, there was like a hockey dad that came over the other week or a couple weeks ago and Lincoln's buddy spent the night. And I closed my room and locked my door because I didn't want to. You know, I'll be private. I'm a private person. I didn't want to introduce that part of my life to someone else, knowing like this is me.
Yeah,
and I don't want you to know the real. You can know parts of me, but because he came downstairs or whatever to see my basement, he's like, "Oh, what's in this room?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my office."
Yeah.
I just left it at that. It's like, I don't want you to know the other part of me. I don't want to introduce you to the part of me because we're not that close yet. And I don't feel like explaining myself. And honestly, this is my room.
Right.
It's my private room.
My world, my room.
You know, there's only certain people that are allowed in that room. It's been my wife, my kids. You've been in there. My buddy Sam that passed away was supposed to go there, never came over. And my buddy Brandon's been there. And that's about it. Like, you know, maybe a couple of my mom and dad and like sisters have been there, whatever. I've shown them. But for the most part, that's my room, dude. I don't show anybody else that in my room. Like, when people come over, that's the first door I lock if people come over to my house. I don't want anybody in there touching my shit. Don't want anything stolen. Right. I know where everything is, obviously, like you do in your room or whatever, but it's just a private thing. It's like it's not me to I don't want to share this with you pretty much in the day. I want to share it to people that I want to share it with.
This is my, quote-unquote, skeleton in the closet.
Yeah, it's my space, whatever. And it's not like anything like, oh, my God, you're a big dork.
Serial killer or anything like that.
It's just it's not something I want you to share with you, right? Yeah. Maybe one day. Probably not.
Yeah.
I think that's it on that topic. Do you have anything else you want to put on there that you couldn't live without?
I got nothing on top of my head.
Okay, I got 2 more topics, and we'll wrap it up, folks, because I know you guys are really dying to not hear our topics anymore.
Can you come up with something better? No.
Yeah. So 2 more. Things you found out to be harder as an adult but thought were easy as a kid. Now, this is my topic, right? So you can think for a second. So it's things you found out to be harder as an adult but thought were easy as a kid. Okay.
Gotcha.
The first one, I'll just wrap it. I'll just tie it about life.
Getting up out of bed. Fuck.
Just get out of bed and just the easy stuff that we go through as daily life. But yeah, life is harder as an adult than as a kid. I know we had this kind of topic before, but I kind of more broader stroke. This is the easy one because we've talked about it before. It's making friends, obviously, as an adult. As a kid, anybody will be your friend. As an adult, nobody will be your friend unless, you know, like we're just talking about, like you have a lot of things of interest. Your kids are in the same thing. You're in the same, you know, book club or have the same hobbies or interests. So this was interesting, and you'll find this interesting too, Tim, is I listened to Mel Robbins. She's, you know, an expert in, you know, friends and just like things in life and just like psychology type shit. Now, to be friends with somebody, like she used the like college dorm room as an example. Like when you're a kid and you grow up through high school, she talked about the word proximity. You know what proximity means?
Yeah.
The distance between like things, whatever. So in school, your proximity is always, you're really close to people. Grade school, middle school, high school, you're close to all your friends. You see them in a lot of classes, do whatever. And by the time you get to college, if me and you were like not roommates, but you're across the hall from me, like the door across from me. 99% of the time, you're going to be friends with someone that's across the hall. Not always, but we'll call it 9 times out of 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to be, because you're close proximity, you're probably going to be cordial, friendly, friends with this person. But a person could be 5 doors down. You might know them, but they're not close with proximity. You're not going to be friends with them.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of same thing with your life. So interesting was that to actually become actual friends with someone, you have to spend almost 300 hours with someone.
I believe it.
They've done a study with.
Yeah.
And they said a lot of times that's why people are like, you become friends with people like if your kids are in sports and you're around the same parents all year, all the time, you end up becoming friends with them because you're almost close to 300 hours with them. Not maybe not best friends, but you might become friendly or just acquaintances with them, right? Yeah. I thought that was interesting because I was like, wow, I used to think that wasn't true, and now I'm friends with a bunch of people that around my kids all the time. We see them at sports. Right. Like, hey, what's up? So always see the same people. We have a little bit of interest in common because our kids play sports, but that's it. But I thought that was interesting because it's like, yeah, when you're a kid, like you think that your friends, your mom and dad are friends with everybody, but you realize when you get older, like they have no fucking friends.
I was gonna say I can honestly tell you I've never met any of my dad's friends. I don't think he ever had any.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He never went out to bars because he never drank.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't smoke or anything like that. The only time he'd go to ball games if he took one of us.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few work friends, but they weren't like really friends where he'd go their house Saturday night and hang out or have some Monday Night Football kind of thing or anything like that. My mom had a few friends, but my dad didn't have. I don't think any.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tom and I were the same way. I have dozens of friends, and he had like one or two.
Yeah, I had like 15, 20 friends, a lot from my neighborhood, but it's like I had a gang of friends. And as I got older, they all went their separate ways, and you really find out who your friends are, right? We've talked about that before. But to be honest, it's like, for the time I had all my friends, I cherished it and it was awesome. But as I got older, I really don't think I could manage that many friendships, you know? I mean, I have a hard time just coming out and hang out with you. Right. I can't imagine putting a bunch of other people on my fucking list of things to do with people.
And you notice when you're older, too, you don't have the cliques that they had in high school kind of thing. You hung out with the jocks or the goths or whatever. Now it's just like you're hanging out with the moms or the dads or the mom and dads. You
don't have as much in common with people, right?
Yeah.
The common thing is you have kids in sports, or you might have kids that go to the same school,
or you go to the same bar or something like that.
Same bar,
that's
same
it.
church, whatever. It could be anything, right? And it's like now it's
but you don't have a clique. You don't have the guys that only like sports. Oh, the girls only like this or whatever.
Well, it's weird because it's like even with some of my closest friends, like I've told you before, I hung out with a couple of them, and it's like pulling teeth trying to talk to them. It's like we can't just have a conversation like we are right now. It's like, just sitting there, and it's like, dude, this is awkward. That's what I told Laura. I was like, this isn't. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, it shouldn't be this hard to talk to someone that I grew up with, but it is, and it's like we have nothing in common anymore, and that's fine. Yeah, those days are gone and past. We have some camaraderie and some nostalgia to go off of, but at the same time, that doesn't keep you friends,
right?
Right. I'm still friends, but we're not those kind of friends anymore, right?
Yeah, you're not the same friends we were.
Parenting, dogs, kids, whatever. The kids look at you and think parenting is easy. Dude, it's the hardest fucking job ever.
Yeah. I can imagine. I tell people, I'd be a great father, but then I see people as kids, I'm like, no, I couldn't.
Well, when they're not your kids, it's different. But when they are your kids, you think a little bit different, right?
Exactly.
Something you look at different too is with kids and the adult is sleeping. Kids think you're like, oh, it's so easy to sleep when you're adult because you're just old and tired. And it's like, yeah, that's
Dude, you're
true.
old. When you get older, you beg for naps and you can't have.
Yeah, you can't beg for naps, you can't have, but also you sleep and you have a hard time sleeping. Like when you're a kid, you just go out to sleep and you're fucking out. Like, and you
lights
wake up,
go out 5-10 minutes later.
Dude, I have this vivid memory. I mean, one time when I was watching TV one night later, and I don't know if I was watching a movie or sports or whatever I was watching, probably hockey, blues, something. I laid my head down the pillow, and I laid down. And I felt like I just woke up and put my head up, and it was like 12 hours went by. I felt like I didn't sleep at all, and I was like, did I just lay my head down and woke up and it's morning? Yeah. I just happened one time. It's never happened to me in my life. It freaked me out. Yeah. I was like, did I go to bed that long? But it's like, I was in a coma for 12 hours and woke up, and I didn't even know I was sleeping that long.
Yeah. Or even sometimes where it feels like the longest fucking night ever, but it's only been like 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. There's like I tell Jen I take these hard naps, which is I go to take a nap noonish or whatever, and I think it's like 2 or 3. She's going to be home a little bit. No, it's barely 12:30. It's like fuck, I slept that hard. Damn.
You getting those deep sleeps, of REM sleeps or whatever.
I can't get those at night, but I can get them during the afternoon.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like
stupid.
Your cycle of sleep gets fucked up, or your cortisol, or something's messed up with you, so you have to have naps during the day, or you put yourself in a food coma, eating too much, or whatever. That kind of stuff happens with your
eating sushi.
Yeah. And this one's a funny one. You kids don't realize this too. It's coming up with what to eat every day.
God, dude, that is so fucking hard.
It's like kids think it's some easy thing. Like, oh, that's easy. Come up and think about it every day. Like, no, it's not. It's like it takes planning. You have to go to the store, buy all the shit.
You can't have macaroni and cheese every day.
Right.
You can, but you can't.
You can, but you can't. Right. That was something that I've noticed as a parent too. It's annoying. That's why I let my wife take care of it because I just
dude, I can't even do that because I would tell you this. I'm on Monjero, Jen's on Zempbound or whatever like that, and we have not been eating barely maybe one meal a day. And that's the lunch I make for her, and whatever lunch I decide for myself for breakfast, whatever. That's it.
We might
take a little. Yeah, I lost of at least 10 pounds in the last month, if that.
Nice. That's good. Keep on
There's
that.
what.
Just keep doing that.
I'm trying. And, I haven't even eaten yet today. I'm sorry, scratch that. I had a granola bar, and I'm not hungry right now.
It's good.
You think I'd be starving right now?
No, it's good for you.
But both of us are on that, and we barely eat the one meal. But I swear to you, at night, okay, she doesn't cook in the first place, and if it is, it's ramen or mac and cheese or something noodly all the time. Nothing like I do, like meat with anything with meat. I swear she doesn't. She'll say she's not hungry because she doesn't want to cook. And sometimes I will admit I do that too because I'm too lazy. Or if I'm doing all kinds of shit down here, then I don't want to cook because I've been working all day, literally, physically. Not mentally like she does. So I think that's something too that people do that on purpose.
Sure.
Because they want to be.
Well, I'm the same way too. I told my wife, I'm like, do all this. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is go slave in the kitchen and cook. She's like, well, you never barbecue and do all this stuff. And I'm like,
I heard that too.
I'm like, I'm never part of that stage of my life. I'm like, babe, you know what? To be honest with you, I was like, I just don't enjoy cooking. I don't like it. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys like I love to grill and drink beer and hang out. I don't do that. Don't care about it. I don't want to cook burgers. She's like, well, you could do for me and the family and the kids. And you're like, you're right.
Yeah, I could.
I need to start. I need to look at doing that like one day, like plan out and say, hey, let's make some burgers now. I'll make burgers for the family.
Yeah,
that should be pretty easy, or something like hot dogs or whatever I'm doing, or some steak or some chicken or something. But it's like besides that, I don't want to be a gourmet chef. I don't want to go out there and do it. It's like I'm Mr. Fix It. Mr. Like I don't want to be everything. But she's like, well, my dad does this, and it's like your dad.
It's your dad. That's Dan.
It's like but I also do other things your dad doesn't do. Like I'm techie. Your dad's not techie.
Right.
So it's like I'll probably get more into it as I get older. I told her, but I said she's like, well, you're almost 40 and you're still not into it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. Not like me like that, but I just meant like
no, I know
she knows I'm just not into that cooking stage of my life. When all my other friends are like, yeah, dude, I can't wait to like cook some steaks, and I'm like, well, also like I go to a lot of sports at night. I still play sports. I have other hobbies.
You're very active.
I'm very active. I don't have time to sit around and fucking jerk off and drink beer and cook steaks all night.
Right. Exactly.
It's not happening.
Exactly.
So that's just one of those guys.
I like to throw the steaks in the grill and then bam, they're done.
Yeah.
But
here's one of the fun. These are funny two ones. Obviously, going to work. Kids argue like, I want to go to work. I want to be
like you when I grew up.
Yeah,
no, you don't.
No, like all the time. I don't want to go to school. I'd rather go to work. It's like, dude, be careful what you wish for because guess what?
It's gonna happen.
It's like I'd rather go to school. After I've been working, I'd rather go to school every day and hang out with my friends. And you'll realize that one day as you get older, when you get to go play kickball 3 times a day, and dad's in the office, listen to some person talk about some fucking software about AI that I don't give 2 fucking shits about that doesn't give me my paycheck.
Well, you're trying to stay awake.
Yeah, trying to stay awake because this is really important to some douchebag in the company that I don't care about.
Exactly.
And the funniest one is at the end I let for last because you'll think it's funny is memorizing shit.
Oh God, dude, fuck you. Yes, God.
That's you to a T. Forgetting stuff, memorizing.
Every fucking day it's something, dude. I have to. I'm glad my phone has 500 something megabyte, whatever, 512 megabytes or whatever, so I can make notes on there if I have to with things. Because if you're telling me something right now, like if you say like, okay, need you to go to this address, here's the directions.
Yep.
I'm gonna forget half of them right then and there, right as you tell me.
Yep.
It never fails. I forget to play the games on my phone, and yet I do that every fucking day. Or, I'll forget to fill the water jug for the dogs, and the water dishes they have, you could tell that it needs filling because it's one of those fountain ones, whatever.
Yep.
But it's stuff like little things like that I do every day, even though I still fucking forget to do it.
I know.
The thing actually 100%.
I've noticed if I've gotten older, there's sometimes I'm starting to get forgetful about certain things, but I'm pretty routine oriented. And what I've come to find out that really helps is if you have a bunch of tasks to do, you do the first task and get it done, and then you move on to the next thing. Because if I start one thing and try to do another thing, then I forget about the other thing. And I'll come back to it like 5-10 minutes later. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to do this. I left this in the other room. Why did I leave this? It's like I try to do it.
I do too many things at one time.
Yes, too many things at one time. I have that racing mind where I try to do too many things. It's like I've realized if I do one thing and get it completed, it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder. I feel better, and then I don't forget about those many things.
Right.
That's
That's my problem is I forget it. Right then and there.
Well, you're not the only person. Like Laura's brother, he likes to fix his house and do stuff, but he'll like do a project and do like 75%, and he'll just move on to the next thing. It's like, dude, well, you got 25% of this left done. He's like, yeah,
he's still got a roof to put up. What are you put the stairs up for?
He's got a problem with that. It's like, how about do one thing and then do the next? He's like, that's pretty good advice. It's like, it's pretty common sense advice. So, all right. So last topic, and we'll talk about this for a little bit, and then we'll wrap up the podcast, folks. Is things you didn't know to be true until you became an adult. I think I've had this topic before, but I don't think I really dove too deep into it. So I got a list of some stuff because I knew this is kind of the last minute one I added, and you probably didn't even read it or saw it that was on there. So like it's more like what does adulthood bring realization to? Mm-hmm. I guess you could say. Or maybe that. Did we already go to this topic? Did we not?
We kind of touched on it.
Okay, well, we'll keep going on the same topic that we're talking about, just adulthood, and the realization that kids things you don't realize. I think that's what it was. I'm sorry, it was like a 2 part to this one. Okay. The cost of living. Yes. Kids don't understand the cost of living, and they think They have no.
A lot of kids don't have the concept of money. Mm-hmm. They think money grows on trees, or something is cheaper than it is. Like my excuse when I was a kid, GI Joes were $3.99, and of course back in the '80s and '90s, $3.99 was kind of expensive.
Yes.
So if I ever wanted a GI Joe, I always tell Mom, I can count to 4, so $3.99 is not a lot.
Uh-huh.
That was my excuse, and I found out later, $3.99 can be,
yeah. Things like other things they do something about, like just the food, like going to buy cheese or. Things don't magically refill themselves in the microwave, not microwave. I'm sorry, the refrigerator or your pantry and stuff like that, right? It's like where do you think all this shit comes from? The maintenance as an adult that you have to deal with, the upkeep, the cooking, the cleaning, laundry. It feels like a never-ending cycle. Is the way I put it down because we're just talking about the cycles of things you have to do. It's like how many times a day do you think about? Oh, I got to do the laundry. I need to go pick this up. I need to do the dishes or something like that. It's like kids don't do any of that, so they have no
concept.
They have no concept exactly. Like Lincoln got $20 the other day for Easter. Like we did an Easter egg hunt because we're going out of town for Easter.
Yeah,
and he got $20. He's like, I want Robux for Roblox or whatever. It's kind of like Fortnite with V-Bucks or whatever. Yeah. And I said, okay, I'll give you $20. Give me the $20 you have for Easter. He goes, well, no, that's my money. I go, exactly. You're starting to realize the
concept
budgeting. Cost. Understand the true high cost of food and stuff like that. It's like you don't understand about what we pay for utilities, insurance, food, all stuff. It's like, dude, it costs money. He's like, yeah, but you got money. It's like, no, dude. When you get older, you have to pay for things. If you want this, you can give Dad $20 and I'll pay for it on my account and you can get it. He's like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to keep my $20 and put it in the safe and let it save. And it's like, I understand that you want to do that, but it's like you have no concept of money. You're 7 years old, but it's good to understand why you earn money and you have to pay for things. It's like money doesn't grow on trees. And as much as we want everything for free, because we give you everything and under the sun, you have to understand the realization, like
it's not for free. You are paying for it.
You're going to have to work for it. I told him it's like you're going to have to get older and you have to realize you have to work for this stuff. And he's like, oh, okay. I mean, he's 7 years old, right?
Yeah.
I told Laura, I was like, maybe we just start doing chores, giving him money, and he'll start realizing, and then he can pay us money for stuff like when he gets a little older. I think that's a good concept of doing stuff.
A good way to, and I'm not trying to tell you to parent because that's what people say is don't listen to a non-parent parent.
Sure.
Something you can do is have him pay towards something. Like if he wants $50 in Robux, say give me 20, I'll pay the rest.
Uh-huh.
You're paying for part of it, he's paying for the rest of it. That way he understands that part of it.
Yes.
And then I'll slowly trickle. I say, okay, this time you pay 40, I'll pay 10, and then slowly get him to the 50.
It's a reward system. You do this, and earn some
like
money,
that.
Whatever. Yeah. Do your chores and get money out of it, and earn your money, and then we'll do it. Yeah. Another one. This is the biggest one, right? And this took me a long time to realize. Is your parents were right. Many find out that their parents' advice and actions make more sense to them in retrospect as they get older. And it's like, what? It took me a long time to cope with that. And like, the older I get, the wiser I get, the more I'm like, God damn, my mom and dad were right? Not every parent. Some parents are stupid. Yeah. But for the most part, I would say, yeah, there's a lot of things they tell you, and you're like, that sounds stupid. And you realize, hey, actually, mom and dad were right. Yeah. Because they've been through the ringer with it.
It's like once you get the realization, or actually you do what they were saying, it's like, motherfucker, damn. You're thrown back by it because, holy shit, they were right. The one fucking time they were, or whatever, something like that, whatever.
Yeah, another thing kids don't realize too is like, and just other people in general, it's like nobody knows what people are doing. Like many adults are just winging it. Like most people don't know what they're doing as a parent. There's no guide. There's no nothing. It's like you navigate challenges every day. Nobody has a perfect roadmap. You're kind of just figuring things out as you go along. And people sometimes like look at these other parents like, oh, they got everything figured out. They're doing good. It's like, no, they're doing the same thing we're doing. They're just figuring out life. Now, some might have things more figured out than you.
Yeah.
And some might not. So it's like, who cares? They're at different stages of their life. But at the same time, just you don't put that into perspective.
Right.
When you get older, kids think about this. Like when you're kids, like you always think about what your friends are doing. Well, you realize when you get older, people don't think about you that often. They got their own thing. They're all wrapped in their own world, their own type of like trance. I don't think about my friends. I don't think about what they're doing all the time. I mean, I think about once in a blue moon, like you and some other people I think about. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not worried about what fucking Sally's doing over here. I got my own shit to worry about, right?
Exactly.
And you don't. But there's
unless they're sick, you don't care about them. That's how you don't care about them. You just don't think about them.
That's right.
Because you have enough trust in them that they can handle themselves.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, here's something too that I thought about when I was a kid. Like you don't think about this as a kid, but as you get older, your priorities shift, right? Like you think you think more about your health. Time management's a huge thing with you as an adult, right? Because you only get so much time left in the day. When you're a kid, you don't think about time at all.
Right.
Mental peace becomes a big thing, like just having time. That's big for me. They're just not high priorities when you're your youth because you're very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a bunch of responsibilities. You have fun. You get time to go play video games, go outside, do whatever.
Yeah. You think you're invincible when you're a child. I would tell you, any teenager, any child person under 20 hears this, you will think you're invincible until something happens, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm not Superman."
Yes, exactly. So your priorities shift, and that's a big one for me: health, time management, mental peace, and just things like that have really become part of like my life structure for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Another one I put on is practical life skills, like proactive planning. You have to proactively manage your energy rather than just time. It's weird to say that because it took me a long time to think about it because like, dude, there's so many people that they're just like energy suckers, or things are energy suckers, and you waste time and energy. Like, why am I wasting so much fucking time on these people or these things, and I'm getting nothing out of it? And it's just draining me mentally.
Right.
It could be people. It could be a job. It could be a project that you're doing. It's like, I feel like everybody has their own demons with those kind of things, and mine mostly is people. It's like I just bought those people out of my life.
Yeah.
I even hate to say this out loud, but
say it.
it's like sometimes even people with my family. Like there's certain things in my family that
family's the first people you think about.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you want to be thoughtful and all this stuff and what's going on, but it's like every time I talk to this person, it's like it's mentally draining, and it's like I can't deal with it because it's like as much as I care, it's like it tears me apart listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it out loud. But I'll talk to
I think I have an idea.
But it's just like it's the same song and dance every time. It's like, God damn, dude. It's like, and I want
woe is me, woe is me.
But I want the best for him, but it's at the same time, it's like it's nothing ever positive. It's always something negative and draining. It's like, God damn, dude. It's like
you do have good things in your life,
Yeah, that's true too. And then we talked about it earlier. It's like stupid shit with kids. Don't realize, like we said, I said household maintenance. I kind of already touched on that, but it's like there's just things you don't realize until you get older, and it's like no one likes fixing up their house, and I mean I do, but it's like no one likes managing bills, And most people don't like cleaning. I like cleaning sometimes because it's kind of stress relieving. I only like doing it when the kids aren't there and the wife's not there. I kind of enjoy it.
You can do your own thing.
Yeah, and I'll put on a podcast or music and kind of like fold laundry or whatever, or listen to our podcast sometimes. And it's like, that's cool for me. But it's like when the kids are there and there's all noise and doing shit, it's like I don't want to put a podcast in. I can't.
Because you got to worry about what they're doing.
Yes.
Especially the kids. Because you hear a big bong kind of thing. You have to wait till you hear the word, or I'm okay before you actually start not to worry or not.
Yeah. Here's another one that was pretty funny that I didn't think about either that you'll find funny is I forgot to put this on the list was, a truth that you thought was a lot when you're a kid and it's not.
Yeah.
You thought $100 was a lot of money.
Oh, fuck yeah,
and
dude.
it's not.
I thought it was millions. You got a $100 bill for Christmas or for whatever, you thought you were a millionaire.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. I put that down. I forgot that. That was the thing I scribbled on there that I forgot was on there. It's like kids with money. It said kid with money, and I was like, what the fuck am I talking about? So, $100 is not a large amount of money. When you're a kid, it is. And then obviously it's like
Hell, when you get $100 by yourself and you're adult, you're kind of even the same way, but not as much.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just weird. Like you go through life and you think that everybody's got everything figured out. Like people got money, they got all this stuff. It's like everybody got their own problems. I saw this meme the other day of this guy who made. It wasn't a meme. I'm sorry. It was actually like video, and it was like 500 people walking through a park, and each person had like a bubble above their head.
Yeah.
And it said this person, it's like, oh, we're trying to have kids. This other one's like, oh, this is my first date. This other person's like, my mom has cancer. And it's like everybody's got their own demons and struggles they're going through. And you just never know what people are going through at the end of the day. I thought that was a interesting thing because it's like, you know, it's easy to be judgmental about everything and anything to everybody, but everybody's got their own battles they're going through. Even the people that have like these nice, glorious lives that they picture, you see, it's like they got their own problems. You just don't know about them because no one publicly talks about them, right?
Exactly.
But if we had a bubble in our head that said something, everybody had something fucked up going on in their life, and you'd be like, God damn.
You have no idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying that it's more realization as you become an adult. You're right, and that's why I try to be open-minded and mindful about stuff. But then sometimes I can't because people are just fucking retarded or stupid, like we said earlier.
Oh,
so,
yeah, totally.
but yeah, those are kind of the topics we had. You know, is there any before we wrap it up? I guess is there anything you wanted to touch on or anything else that we
I thought this was kind of cool. That no prep. We just talk the top of our heads.
Yep.
We just came up with the topics and didn't go back and forth like we normally do. I thought this was very successful. I kind of like it because it gives us a time to actually reflect and think about the things that the topics were, kind of thing. Things that we thought were a lie as a kid, and then you think it was real now, kind of thing. And then it's like, oh God, that really did happen, or kind of, it makes you it takes you back, it takes you aback about some of the stuff we talked about. Because again, I don't know what you're going to talk about, and you don't know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, it's cool. I like taking trips down memory lane. That's how I am. And I like to think about things I don't think about every single day, so I can kind of just realize what I do have, what I don't have, things we've been through. Good times, bad times type of thing. But it's like even sometimes just busting out an old yearbook and forgetting about people, some of the times you had with people that you slept with, people you didn't want to sleep with, friends that you had that you no longer see, or people that you weren't friends with that you've made friends with now, like from high school and stuff like that, or just people that were in your lives that passed through. I think there's a point, like someone made a point, like there's a reason why friends come and go. It's a passing, it's a phase, or some stuff like that I was listening to. It's like, yeah, it's a good way to put it. It's like you're moving through your life at different speeds. Everybody is. It's like people come and go, and just don't, what's the word I'm looking at? Just don't put so much stock into it and worry about it. Like people aren't doing it on purpose. It's not malicious.
It's just life.
It's just life, but also I like going down memory lane and looking at stuff because there's people I forgot that I hung out with. I'm like, I forgot about that person, and I forgot that we went to school with that person, or I forgot that I did this with this person, or whatever. Yeah. There's so many girls I forgot that I hooked up with too. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot that I hooked up with that girl. Yeah. But then when I see them, I'm like, oh, I remember that girl. And all the girls I hooked up with were cool people. I never did it with just some random person to have sex with. Actually, I take that back.
You did.
I take that back. There was one, my buddy Andrew Eckert, that passed away, that I played hockey with. There was a girl. She was a slut. It was my first slut. I'll just say it. And she dated my friend Andrew, but she was one of those girls that she thought I was cute too, and she used to make it public. So I called her over one time, and I told her I wanted, a BJ. Fucking gave me a BJ like 4 times after school one day. Then she wanted to have sex with me. I was like, I can't bang the same girl that my friend was banging. Huh?
I guess you're the same dick. You're the same. Pussy.
Yeah, and I was just like, I wasn't physically attracted to her like that, but she had a tongue ring, and everyone said she got a great blowjob. So I was like, she did, and then she wanted me to date her and fuck her all the time, but I never fucked her because I didn't want to. And so my buddy Andrew went back to fuck her, and then we went to a party, and she was cool with it, and she's like, yeah, well, here's my other friend, whatever, and I ended up fucking her friend a bunch of times, and they both played basketball and sports, whatever, but she was just a big slut and whatever. Like this one time, she was like, yeah, I'll give you. She's like, can you give me a ride home? I was like, yeah, if you give me a blowjob. And she's like, okay. I thought I was just joking. I thought she was joking, and she did.
All right.
And I was like, all right, well, thank you. And it turned into that. But like, those are things I forget about until I talk about stupid shit like this. That's not something I bring up in my mind every single day or whatever. But those are cool. That's why it's cool to be a guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Girls don't get those kind of cool experiences. Sorry, girls.
Well, they do. Sometimes they do.
Sometimes. That's true. I'm sexist.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up and call it
the cast.
Yeah. What final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Like I said, I thought this was a really good one. I'm glad that we came up with it and got out of her system.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it really bad. It's like every time I have something come up, like 95,000 things come up. Like I was in a car accident, some old man fucking hit me in my back and fucked up my car or whatever, and my son was in the car and it freaked me out. But now I got a lawyer and I'm suing him and trying to get money out of him. Hopefully it works.
Hopefully it does.
So like that's been crazy. So that took me out for a while, but it's just life, It's birthdays have come up and just things at work, and it's
Holidays.
like holidays, and it's like everybody, right? It's like again, it's like if we could podcast once a week, I'd come over once a week and podcast if I could.
Yeah,
I'll try to make it better. More.
Try it over the phone if you want. Like I said, you could do not Microsoft.
We really just need to do it through Discord, but it's just I like being in person.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't like.
Well, you
sitting
can
in my
look
house.
at me in a way, and if you do like Discord,
We could do video and do that Discord shit
Yeah.
too. We could hook it up now that you have an actually working computer that I got
Yeah.
you. So, all right, folks. Well, that'll wrap up the podcast. Good podcast, off the cuff. What was the name you called this podcast?
Fuck.
Not fuck.
No, fuck. Not off the cuff. Something like not unprepared or something like that.
Unprepared podcast.
Something
Yeah, we'll call it the Unprepared podcast. I like that.
No notes, no unprepared. Something
But yeah, if you guys like the podcast, always remember to subscribe and give us a like. If there's anybody that actually listens to our podcast, but I don't think there is, but if they do, get some suggestions in the notes below. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Remember, kiddies, stay on drugs. Stay off drugs.
Stay off drugs. Stay scared.
Don't spend for drugs. They're expensive.
Yeah, don't do that. And then also remember, kiddies, there's some good movies coming out here pretty soon. If you're a big movie buffs like me and Tim, there's some actual good movies coming out. Take your kids to go see Super Mario Brothers this weekend. Comes out on Thursday.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Kind of crazy that a movie that's a cartoon movie made $1 billion last time it was out. Probably making over $1 billion this time.
I doubt it. I still haven't even seen the first one.
And then Doctor Strange comes out. The new Spider-Man's coming out this year. It's going to be pretty cool. There's some good horror movies that are supposed to be coming out.
Doomsday.
That's what I said. Doomsday.
I'll call it No Time to Prep.
No Time to Prep.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I like No Time to Prep. I'm really excited for Spider-Man. I'll say this and then I'll leave the podcast real quick. Is out of every fucking Marvel character and every type of movie that comes out, for some reason when Spider-Man comes out, especially now when you have what's his name is the actor that does it,
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Just the storyline they've built around it, it's like Spider-Man's the most known character. I mean, I know Batman's pretty up there, but when you say Spider-Man or Batman to a kid, Spider-Man is picked probably every single time over Batman, unless you just grew up in the Batman universe when we were kids.
Right.
And it's like every time the movie comes out, they're just solid. They're like polished, good movies.
Well, you got to think
coming to age type movies, like for kids of all ages and people.
He's got to been. He's been in every almost not. I can't say every because I never read the comics. He's been in a lot of universes. Spider-Man versus Hulk, Spider-Man versus Wolverine, Spider-Man versus Punisher. He's touched on a lot of Marvel characters.
Kevin Smith talked about it a bunch. He said he's the most iconic superhero of all time. There's nobody else that's more iconic than Superman.
I believe, yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man. I mean, Superman's up there and Batman's up there, but when you talk about DC. Spider-Man, every single person knows who Spider-Man is.
Right. Exactly.
Young kids all want to be Spider-Man. Is Halloween. And when I was a kid, or not a kid, when my son was younger, I mean, he still likes Spider-Man now. We got Spider-Man shit in his room. Birthday cakes, going to birthday parties, had a bunch of Spider-Man stuff, had Spider-Man toys, wants the video games, whatever. Yeah, all that kind of shit. Yeah, he used to do that all the time around the house.
I do it in the car and piss Jen off.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
because Deadpool did it.
Yeah. It's just funny, and the reason I'm saying it is because it's like it's good to see a good movie come out that people bring butts back in seats. Because
it's not just for kids. It's for Marvel is for everyone.
Yes, it's for everyone, but that's their cash cow. That's their one
Marvel,
staple.
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about comics, he's the first guy everyone brings up.
Even
Spider-Man.
Miles, the black
Miles Morales.
Yeah, even that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was both of them were great. I like both of them.
I didn't see it though, but yeah.
You didn't see them?
No.
You should. They're really good. I mean, it sounds stupid because I didn't want to watch it in theater, but when I saw it at home, the first one, I was like, God damn, this movie is good. This is a good movie. Okay. I promise you, it's good. I wouldn't steer you wrong and say it's stupid. I wish I would have saw it in theater now because the action and like some of the scenes, they're just good.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a kid and saw Toy Story for the first time, Toy Story was good, but it's not like I go watch Disney movies, but Toy Story is a movie I could watch from 1996 any single time.
Right.
So, anyway, Spider-Man's coming out. Go see it, folks. It's going to be good. Yeah, shooting fucking blanks.
Now you know. Shut up.
All right, kiddies. Until next time.
Laters.
Peace.